Hello again, and welcome back to the Dev Plays The Crucible of Avarice. Using the Animite Tales tabletop RPG system, we are currently playing a game of, well, a tabletop RPG. But also, we are currently using this system to both test it and also showcase it. Thank you very much for watching. So, getting back to this recap, I guess. Last episode, the tournament inside of the Crucible Avarice that Anarche is currently creating began after Stilton Maximilian actually made somewhat of a physical appearance then and there when he actually showed up using some drones remotely. He then discussed that he will be reinforcing some of the rules. This means that the tournament that Anarche is currently setting up is now going to be official to the actual online system of the bands, which track their points and exactly their location and a bunch of other stuff, as these bands are special sort of telepathic technological tattoos that are imprinted onto them. After the entire party got them again, if they had had them missing, or for the first time if they didn't have them, or even not at all if they already had some themselves, the tournament began, now currently facing off against the current team, the party, who are currently claimed as the King of the Hill. They are going up against the four Guardians of the Land of the Sunken Moon's North City. After a crushing defeat for Kozuki at the hands of Aldous, then a draw from both Fletcher and the Hornet champion, from the Hornet Guardian. There are now only two left of the Guardians and two fighters left on the party side, with Stan now rocking up, about to be ready for his first fight against Hirodora Byakugo, the Tigress of the North. The two of them begin walking into the center of this arena. Again, as everything is going out and everyone is screaming and chanting, Pinky then announces that this fight will be between the two of them, and they are readying up. Now, without any further ado, as the last thing that is to happen is Byakugo is to say, "Whatever you do, just show me a good fight," as she then readies herself in a fighting stance, as then Pinky declares to begin. Roll move speed.
So that move speed gonna be rolled?
Yeah, it's so fast that we can't see the dice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was just getting my move speed. There we go. 15.
And we're waiting for Stan, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We're waiting for Stan. There we go.
Nice.
Well, there you go. There's your first roll of the day. A natural 20, as you get to go first. Begin! So as as it opens up, what do you do?
I guess I'll try and I'll try and make the nano machines for now.
Okay.
Why not?
What is the roll requirement for them?
20.
Okay. You stand there looking menacing, but nothing happens.
This is awkward.
You have one action left.
I might as well try again.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep. So, is there anything visually happening to you right now, or is it all just,
Look,
more...
it's not as cool as Metal Gear nano machines.
Okay. Well, first off, she sort of gets. What Hirodora does is she gets into her stance, like she stays into it. She watches you just for a second, and then she sort of crouches down a little further, just to immediately pounce towards you for what seems to be some kind of claw-based hand attack. As she does so, how would you like to react?
I guess I can. That's a good question.
With a 14.
The the corrected thing you sent me, the ever stand thing. Is that correct?
That one is, yes, although I don't think you can use it reactively.
No, I have to have activated it before the
Yeah.
Well, although I could technically activate it reactively, but then
I assume that your body isn't shapeshifted with that in right now.
okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just try and use the rumble rod reactively.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you built that 3 sessions ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I've had that the whole time.
Okay. I guess... Would that be SP?
Yeah, I can roll the yeah, because it's part of my body. Yeah.
Okay. Any tech that you've built using your powers here, you can roll SP reactively.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Okay, so as she sort of like sort of jumps towards you with a clawed hand, she then goes to swipe at you. As you do so, you sort of like shoot her back with this blast. Roll damage.
Yeah. Can I try and I guess if they're leaping at me, like pouncing, I guess I'd slightly try to bring the rumble rods kind of underneath them, like at an angle.
I would, the way that I assume it, because again, you didn't just say anything, you just rolled, but the way that I would assume it is that it hits her and then just sort of launches her back.
Okay.
Yeah, so roll damage. Wow! Perfect crit with the 30 points of damage there. Nice one.
The fuck?
As you launch her backwards, she then sort of slams against sort of the sort of like the ceiling of this of the barrier. As she then begins to sort of fall down, she eventually sort of lands on her feet. Funnily enough, not taking any damage so far that it seems, but she's now sort of like crouched, ready for the next turns. She just sort of mumbles to herself like, "Not bad. This is now your turn." She is now currently 10 meters away from you.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just try and make the stand out of stand.
Okay. The Stand-Ever-Stan, a neurological chip that increases and enhances your neurological pathways by tenfold.
It works.
Okay, so yep, you transform a part of your body into this particular thing as the neurological chip is now enveloped into the base of your spine and your neck.
Okay. This is awkward. I guess at this point, I don't really have many offensive things. Dude.
Any day now.
Thinking.
Think faster. I mean, you already have your Sonic thing, and you also have your Stand-Ever-Stan. You also have your nanomachines. So far you have like 3 bits of text so far.
Yeah.
You can make another one, or you can try and go on the offensive.
Because this works at melee range, technically... Then again, I'm probably not going to be able to deal any damage to them anyway. Yeah, I guess I'll just ready up to. I'll try and blast them further back for now. Need more space.
I will say that, like, you're in the middle of the arena, and she has got her back up to the wall. So the way that you could get more space from her is actually like jumping back a bit or like moving back a bit, rather than actually getting up closer to her.
Do I know if there's because obviously we built this like arena and stuff. Is there a way to knock someone out of the arena?
Not unless if they're unconscious, dead, or asleep.
I mean, like, physically blast them through the wall out of the arena.
As I said, not unless if they're physically unconscious, dead, or asleep.
But the wall is a solid object.
It's solid energy that doesn't seem to allow anyone to pass unless if they are willing to pass.
But if I
mean, just to prove how powerful it was, Kozuki's attacks should have been incredibly powerful enough to like tear apart like rock and steel, and yet they did nothing to the barrier.
Okay. I might just go point blank and try and speed up to them and corner them, I guess, and just keep smashing them into a wall so they can't move.
Okay.
This thing.
So you're using the stand ever stand movement to...
Yeah.
Now, just as a reminder, isn't it disadvantage for those who don't have super speed or super dex?
Yeah.
Okay. Just so I know. My terrible rolls. So yeah, you get right up to her and sort of either press it up against her or basically put it like right in front of her as you like create the shockwave yet again, slamming her into the wall. Roll damage.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep basically trying to sound pummel them into an energy wall until they, I don't know, get fed up.
So yeah, you do that. She then attempts to strike back this time. Again, going for the clawed hand.
Can I try and reactively manipulate one of my arms to, like, kind of bend and angle around her?
Like a reactive grapple sort of thing.
Yeah, but like with my
since you're
self-biomass.
since you're self biomass and you can manipulate yourself as freely as that, yes. Roll.
I kind of want to do it with the. I guess I'll try and do it with the same arm, but actually no.
It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll use my arm that is not holding the rumble rod.
Okay. Okay, so you do, but she does still hit you. So you've now successfully grabbed onto her arm, but she still like catches you in the face with her claws, which deal 6 attack. She has so many attacks. 25 points of damage.
Okay.
Which obviously does not break your vitality.
I have 221 now.
Oh, okay. Do you?
I
I
think
thought.
220 last time. But
Okay.
I have
two-
plus 6 con, not plus 5.
Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yep, 221. All that changes is 1 HP, but that's fine. Yep. It's now your turn.
1 HP is important.
It is. So she catches you, she catches you in the face as she slashes you, and then she realizes that her arm is now tangled up by like a really weird gooey sort of like extremity. What you seem to do is you sort of seem to like manipulate your bones to have multiple joints like a spinal cord as you wrap it around her arm as she does catch you, but then you sort of tighten all the muscles and constrict her arm, holding it in place as it's now your turn.
Okay, can I then... What stuff I could do? I might as well heal, because I have combat ready healing, so...
Oh, fair enough. By the way, during this time that you're doing that, I'll let you roll for that whilst this is going on. During the time that you're doing that, it's like... so far, it seems as though the contenders are starting off pretty quickly. With Hirodora immediately going on the offensive and immediately being blasted back by a sonic wave. It seems as though Stan has more up his sleeve than we originally anticipated. Being blasted again by this attack, Hirodora then tries to go on the offensive yet again, only for him to disappear and reappear right in front. Have we got another speedster on our hands? Oh, and they seem to have grabbed each other. He seems to have got cut in the face, but wait a minute, something doesn't seem quite right. Roll to heal, I guess.
Does the blood transfusion add the dice or a modifier?
It adds your dice, because if it's legendary blood transfused, it would be your original dice. So it's basically double dice.
Okay.
So it's your double dice plus your... I think it's nanomachines, because the nanomachines are passive to your own healing.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if you don't basically heal all your health back now.
Yes.
Nice, yep. You're fully healthed, as the cut that she dealt to you is completely removed. He has a healing power! Ladies and gentlemen, this could be a long match!
Can I try and shapeshift this arm into like a kind of, I guess like a coil of like Buron that would just essentially wrap around the arm so they can no longer move it?
Kind of like a spring sort of thing, but made out of like a really...
like a stiff spring.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yes. Your arm immediately turns into a coiled up, stiff spring made of Buron as she tries to, like, sort of get her arm around at you, and then suddenly it stopped and put back in its place, like, with a sort of almost elasticity. It seems as though that this, if she is able to break out of it, is going to be a very difficult thing to do. And that is the end of the turn, as she then goes to try and kick you.
Okay.
Point blank. Yet again with the plus 11.
I am gonna. I mean, yeah, okay. I'll try and react with the rumble rod again, but like pretty much just ignoring the kick. Just keep trying to blast them in the face.
Okay. I mean, again, if you get 5 or above anyway, like, you stop her from attacking.
Yeah.
Your third natural 20 this round as just hits her again with that power. Roll the damage. As she just gets blasted and stopped again, she cannot continue fighting this way, but it seems as though she keeps going on because she must. However, despite this, she has taken another 14 additional points of damage. As it seems as though Pinky begins explaining, this entire onslaught seems to be going on in a one-way battle so far. It seems as though Hirodora is unable to lead any counterattacks during this onslaught from Stan. Will it be technological advancements over the techniques of the martial arts? Let's find out!
Good.
I don't know why, but I just imagine whilst this is happening, everyone's still sat there, like, the rest of the team is just sort of sat there watching Stan do this. And as he's doing this, again, like, Fletcher just sort of looks over at Anarche, and you're still sort of trying to think, did he actually seriously, like, galaxy brain plan this?
At this point, Fletcher is just keeping his mouth shut.
That's fair.
He knows something is going on, and he can't put his finger on it. But it's almost like intervention. How is he doing this?
I have this like tight kind of Buron coil around the arm. Can I guess I'll detach my arm.
Okay.
But like, actually, I'll detach it with my powers, but like in a gory fashion. So I've still got blood spraying.
So in other words, you'll be using biokinesis to just have it that like suddenly somewhere the tissue gives in as it just like just falls off at the point. Okay, that's okay. So yeah, as I just said, just sort of blood sprays. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Roll SP, I guess.
I guess.
At this point, all we're looking for is a 15. Yep. As you sort of like, as you said, from your shoulder, it just begins like sort of tearing off with zero resistance as you just sort of feel it fall off as the nerves disconnect first, as then the whole thing just begins sort of like piling out of you. As again, because of that, like the bleed begins to slow in almost instantly because of your power. But again, it's just like blood has splattered onto the floor, and currently there's even a bit on her hand, where the spring is now like. I want to point out it's up to the part of her shoulder, so she could still technically move her arm, but she has no elbow control whatsoever. She can't bend her arm whatsoever, and also she can't even bend her wrist because it's also added around her hand as well. So her right hand is completely, basically, not completely immobile, but basically lost almost all of its dexterity.
Yeah, I guess I'll activate the Stand Stand and go for another blast in the face.
Okay. Right, okay. So what happens is you sort of go to do this blast, and you see that she looks at you at the same speed that you're moving. As she then sort of, what happens is her legs allow her to sort of bounce to the side as you hit the wall with the sonic blast, as she just dodges it barely. As then she's sort of like, now she's sort of getting a better angle on you. But again, her arm is just sort of like, it's so heavy now that like her arm has nothing to do but flail just like almost like limply, but again straight, thanks to this like hardened metal spring. She looks at you just like with furious eyes, and then she then goes for you. As it's now her turn, she attempts for an attack. Beat a 20.
I mean, clearly they paid the dice plus something.
That's my secret to my plan. I just bribed the dice roll.
It's that moment where you're just holding like a set of code or something like that, and it just says the narrator.exe fail rolls.
I mean, if I can get the attention of a dice bot, so can you.
That's fair. They're trying to attack you from. So they're using their left hand, but they're trying to attack you from your right side, the side that you don't have an arm on.
Okay, cool. I'll try and, I guess, if I can, like, I'll try the reactive, blast thing. But if I can, I'll kind of aim for their, like, the side of their jaw. So,
Okay.
yeah, but blast them all. Hopefully continue their rotation around.
Okay,
Do
fair
that
enough.
cartoony spin.
These rolls, Bill. These rolls. The godlike rolls. Yeah, roll damage as you do, in fact, like start like hitting them and sort of putting them into sort of a stun lock as they sort of go up into the air. As they sort of start spinning, they immediately then slam into the opposite wall on the opposite side, 20 meters away from you. As they take the 17 points of damage that you deal from this. Jeez. As it's your turn yet again. Another incredible blow dealt by Stan. It seems as though this kitty just doesn't have the lives to take on this technological master.
You can't beat Stan from IT.
You are basically Stan from IT.
Okay. My tech shifter does allow me to just
Yeah, you can turn parts of your body or even your entire body into tech that you don't even have yet. It's just that the damage will be based on your mimicry dice.
Yeah. However, that should be. I'm gonna try and pop out a clone.
Ooh, okay. How many SP do you have? How much SP do you have?
Either +10 or +15, depending.
Okay,
Well,
you
technically
have a +10. Okay, so yeah. I think you need to get either a 10. I think it's either you need to get a 15 or a 20 for clones. I'll say 15 because I don't know if it says.
15.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter anyway, with that beautiful 30 that you just got there. Yeah, you make a clone. You sacrifice one of your SP points. This will basically now mean that with your SP and SPMA rolls, you'll be rolling with 14 or 9.
Okay.
You now must roll
Sorry to do this, me.
You now must roll your healing factor, although you'll be rolling the legendary blood transfusion as well with this, because your nanomachines, as well as your other things, believe that it to be an extension of yourself, like another limb that it just didn't know about yet. So as you do so, roll that damage, and that will be the health of this clone. Ooh, nice. So now this thing has 36 of its own health. And I would like you to keep track of it.
Stand to get an action.
Stand to... I'm just having a look. This is your first action, isn't it? You creating a clone is your first action.
Yeah, my first
Yes.
action was creating one.
Yes.
So if he gets... I'm gonna give him the rumble rod, and he shall transform into my trusty steed of a technological tank.
So he takes the rumble rod and then he turns into a tank using the shapeshifting with the rumble rod, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Roll, I guess, his SP. Yep. Is that enough to turn into a tank?
1, 2... No, I think he needs 20.
Done. Okay. He just looks at you and go, I have rod now.
Damn it, Stan.
What do you mean, damn it, Stan? I am Stan.
Stan got the stick.
You now have
The
one
stick of
action
truth.
left.
Yay. You know what? You'll have to play distraction.
Stan, fetch.
Stan looks at you like, what? Because it's the equivalent of it's the equivalent of you being asked by yourself to go, alright, you're going to have to be a distraction. And you're just like, hang on, what?
Don't worry, man, you can't die anyway, I guess.
You and I both know that's not
on the
necessary.
outside world, you are never alive.
Wait, what? He just looks at his own hands. Existential dread begins setting in.
Well, while he is doing such a thing, I
He's
will
got a
take the rumble rod back and attempt to transform myself.
Fair enough.
Yeah, probably for the best, so he doesn't rubble rods himself off.
As you start transforming, I don't know why, but in my head I hear the transformer noise. For some reason, I feel like whilst you're doing so and sort of moulding him, Fletcher just goes, I guess he is kind of a bit of a weird guy, isn't he, Anarche? All Anarche just says out loud is...
Oh? What are you
As-
Like Felix is just off in the corner sunbathing.
Did he just turn into a tank?
I think he did.
Stan is now a tank, as it's now the time of Hirodora as she sort of gets sort of back up with her sprig on her arm and sort of just like really, really annoyed, sort of just grabbing at it and just like, if I'm gonna beat this bastard, I'm gonna have to do a little bit better than this. As she sort of grabs the spring and begins trying to sort of like break it with her hand.
Can I react to that?
No, because she is, as I said, she's about like 20 meters away from you. Right, do I actually have a decent strength for this?
Are tanks allowed to have reactions?
They
Oh,
are
yeah.
if they're alive. Oh, okay, so that's actually not too bad.
Welcome to Stan the Tank Engine.
Yeah, so what happens is she sort of grabs it at certain, like, 2 or 3 places on the ridges and begins sort of like, sort of clenching her fist until eventually it breaks and she's able to finally sort of release her arm. It's a part of it is still coiled up on the top part of her arm, but now she has her elbow and her wrist back in action, and she just goes, well, the rest of it kind of looks a little like bling, so I guess I'll keep it for now. But... And then she then sort of darts towards you. This is now something that you may, if you wish to, react against as she tries to go towards you for an attack.
Okay.
Beat a 19.
I'll try.
Clearly, Stan, who has rolled
Stan
multiple
needs
nat
to
20s in this combat, can't beat a 19.
Yeah, I guess I'm like a 5 meter large technological tank. Then
Yes.
I will
This where you're
try and blast them away with my tank cannon, which is just the rumble rod, but integrated into a tank now. So it
It looks so much cooler.
looks
What the fuck? No! Ah!
So, you could have shared these around. You didn't have
Good.
I
to
need them.
for yourself.
Good God, man.
Use this
Felix,
last week.
I don't believe you're fighting, so I don't think you get to ask that.
It's just that moment where I don't know why, but all I can start hearing now in my head is this tank cannon is just being fired at her, just like all of this like rumbling sonic energy that's pushing her back, slamming her into the wall. All I can now hear in my head is if he wins, is just like instead of rap god, it's just the words are now changed to tech god. I'm beginning to feel like a tech god.
What I imagine is she's looking away and she hears rumbling coming up. She looks behind. It's just the Thomas the Tank Engine theme playing, getting louder and louder.
Technically add
Tank and Stan.
my mimic damage is like nothing, but does it add my mimic damage?
Yes, because I think originally when you did it, I think it was supposed to be something like,
Works with the scarab.
yeah, so I believe so, yeah.
Obviously, the scarab had way more mimic damage than it.
Yes, absolutely. But still, an extra D8 is still solid. as she then takes 17 points of damage. Jeez, okay.
Okay, Anarchy, what have you done?
By the way, whilst you say
I
what have you
haven't done anything. I'm just that good at planning.
when you say what have you done, you then immediately hear a boom as you just see the cat just slammed up against the wall, still being hit back by this sonic blast. The sonic blast ends and she sort of slides down. It's now Stan's turn as Pinky just goes, I can't believe it! Stan has now turned into not only a tank, but is completely destroying Hirodora with a sonic blast yet again!
Okay. This is an interesting plan. I'm gonna assume that technically with Tech Shifter I could have speakers, right?
You can, yes.
I just wanna... I'm trying to think, because what would other Stan be doing of his own volition?
He's now watching this, sort of like wondering, because again, you get to control both, so it's up to you what he would be doing in this particular regard.
I think he doesn't know what to do, so he's probably gonna also turn into a tank.
Okay, solid plan.
I don't really know what to do. I'll follow the leader.
He turns into a tank. That is Clone Stan's turn.
Okay. Can I attempt to... I want to drive into kind of the side or like the back of other Stan and then just ram him into the wall and to the cat.
Okay. I guess that would be just roll SP or strength, either one.
How do you kill a cat? Run it over.
So
We need a quote book. We need a quote book.
we need a Bill quote book. So I shall attempt for her to dodge this, but I have a funny feeling this ain't gonna work. Oh my god! Oh dear lord! All I needed was a 34, and I could have won that. No, 32 compared to a 33. Yeah, you slam other Stan into her, slamming her into the wall. I guess it again would be.
Roll for injury?
Okay, so you're doing it for injury. Yeah, okay, so I'll have to roll con, which actually more hilariously, out of all of the super stats she does have, she doesn't have super con. Oh, not that she needs it, I just realised, because obviously it's... yeah. I mean, either way... I mean, that's a 33 against a 16, so what is that? So that counts as a 30, so that then goes 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 20... That's 7 things. That's bloody hell.
You've only took one hit, have you?
I think that 7, because we only have a 5. Like, we have a 5 Richter scale on injury counts. That's fatal moments.
You just splatter against the barrier.
The only
sense. You're getting hit by like 2 tanks.
Yeah, crushed up against an object that cannot break, so it's basically...
a rock in a hard place, yeah. The only thing is, and this is actually the only thing, she is a boss, so technically she can't be put in fatal moments, but instead she's given an injury which won't stop, which means it's now a D12 every turn of bleed, and she has both of her legs broken.
After taking like 10 d20s, like 10 natural 20s.
Jeez. Okay.
What the hell is going on?
I'm
Again,
beginning to feel
what-
like a tech god.
What did you bribe the bot?
To fight like
Again,
a computer with my jeans, I got a laptop and my backpack. Crush! Okay, so... That is...
They don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
and I don't stop driving, and I don't stop driving.
Beep, beep, motherfucker!
They are a all-terrain vehicle.
Oh, that was so... Actually, that wasn't actually too bad, to be fair. I actually did like that one, to be fair. No. As she screams out in pain as her legs are caught under the treads and they're both broken. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually no, because it was 7 above, and this should actually have put her in fatal moments. I'm actually going to say no. She's going to take another d12 of damage. So she takes 2 d12s, 1 for each leg.
It's almost like she was run over with a tank.
It's almost like as if she was run over by some kind of large vehicle with treads and possibly a cannon on the top. Who could say, to be honest?
Maybe a tank engine.
One might say such a thing.
As it is now her turn, I guess. But I mean, I don't have the most amount of confidence. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, she can always give up and go through the barrier. I mean,
she begins sort of grabbing the front of the clone Stan and sort of trying to punch back against him. Clone Stan is at the moment the only one who can react because he's the only one who would be aware that he's about to get punched.
Yeah, fair enough. Clone Stan.
Drive
Cannon just comes
harder!
down.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess just spin the treads as fast as you can.
Okay.
Oh no! No more legs.
Okay. So Jesus. So you get to cause injury or do damage, but she will still be able to hit because this is
That's fine. Injury.
okay.
Break her arms as well.
Break them both. Okay, so
I see. Stan is going for the world record of most bones broken in their opponent.
by the way, I'm just going to say this. It's very good that you decided to do injury and not damage.
So, does Dan get an accolade for this fight?
He will do. Okay, so what happens is that, like, it rams into her and she still, like, punches through the metal plating in the front of the tank, and then suddenly blood sprays out of it, only for then, like, her arm and body to sort of be crushed for a second, as then you then just see, like, the entire thing just melt away, as now the clone Stan is now dead, as he just, like, transforms back into his normal state, as he's now got a hole straight through his body where her hand has just gone through it. I'm not giving up that easily. Even though she cannot stand with her broken legs and a badly damaged arm, which we'll now find out if also took an injury.
Curiosity killed the cat, you know?
Oh, yes.
Long answer, yes.
that's
sure.
7, isn't it? I think
That's also 7, so that also means that the arm is basically, it might as well be mangled to the point of which it is actually severed. It's not actually fully come off, but her left arm is now basically complete mush, as she is just, like, barely holding on for dear life at this point. Since it's now
her arm
back,
holding on by a thread.
I now have to roll the 3d12s as well from this, because of, you know, the bleed. So she's taking another 3d12s of bleed.
Like a ball of yarn she's been unraveled.
That is the opponent.
Nice.
What's the matter? Stan got your tongue?
Boo. As that happens, she's sort of just like barely holding on as she's just sort of like sitting there now. Crushed legs, mangled, arm just completely like mush, only barely just sort of dangling off of the side of her shoulder. She's only got one good arm, and she's sort of covered in blood all over her face where like the blood splattered up all over her. This is brutal. I don't think many people can stand to watch this. I'm kidding, you sick fucks are enjoying this. And then people are going, yeah! Just screaming their heads off, loving this every second of it. As you are just you are currently placed there in front of her. You have about like 5 meters between the two of you, and she is still not backing down despite everything. It is still it is now your turn.
Just parked there.
I won't give up.
She's not backing down, but she can't really run anywhere, can she?
No. No.
I mean, not without her legs, she can. Yeah,
She now has one functioning limb. Let's put it that way.
She could crawl towards you desperately. Joe, what is the look on the other Guardians? I need to know!
Well, I want to point this out. Kozuki isn't in with them. However, the Hornet and Redoran are sort of standing up, looking horrified. Because again, this is still their friend, their companion, like sort of, you know, their fellow member of the Guardians, and they are getting slaughtered out here by a fucking tank.
Is this what happened? Is this the other side of the picture of the person standing in front of the tanks?
Because you guys, I want to point out, the wall that she sat against is your wall.
Oh,
We get the best view.
Yeah. Anake just with his arms crossed going, do it, finish her.
Master plan.
even,
I mean, at this point, it's probably the more merciful thing, finishing her off.
Master Skywalker, what should we do? Anyway, so what would she like to do?
Tank Man Stan kind of like does a bit of a classic, you know, back up, goes forwards a bit, lifts up the tank gun, you know, points it back down. But would I be able to do this without a roll? Technically, I just want to like announce something, you know, like speak through the tank.
Yeah, sure. You can do that without necessarily taking up an action.
Please stand down.
Okay, that would actually take an action to do persuasion, I guess. So roll me
If I just want to, like... Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll roll it for fun.
And would you like to know something funny? Actually, no, I'll wait until you rolled it first to see. So would you like to know something? You have flat charisma.
Yes.
Well, so does she. She then just goes, I can still... Who am I kidding? You've beaten me. I concede. And then she begins falling backwards through the barrier on your teammate's side, as when she fully goes back, after a while she's no longer falling out of it, and it then expels her as all of her injuries are fully recovered. Her entire body is restored. But this means that she has truly accepted her defeat. As then the crowd just goes, whoa! Tank man! Tank man! Tank man! Then there's that just got people just going, tech boy! Tech boy! And then Pinky then goes, it seems as though we have another winner! It seems as though the tech man, the tank man, the tech god, it is the one and only Stan, the man who has won his master plan. Yet again, we have a winner on the side of the Kings of the Hill. They have defeated another Guardian, and there's only one left. Give it up for Stan! As everyone just goes completely ballistic.
Can I roll SP for, like, I guess movement to, you know, drive around, do a, like, victory lap?
I don't even ask you to do that. You don't have to roll it. Yeah, you just do a victory lap.
And then, kind of, as I circle around the arena, I get closer until I get to the center, and then I just fire off the cannon into the air.
It hits against the ceiling and sort of reverberates throughout it. But yeah, you've done it.
You transform now and walk off nonchalantly.
You begin walking off. Do you walk off back into your stands, or do you walk off out of the arena completely?
I'll walk off out of the arena completely first, just to make it look like I'm, you know, doing a mic drop. You know, just.
You do so. Your body restores back to the way that it was as you walked in. This basically now means that the other than the rumble rod, all of your cybernetic enhancements and implants that you gave yourself are now completely erased from yourself. However, your arm is now back, and the spring that she had, as well as all the broken parts, that is also like gone as well. But yeah, you have now returned back to your original self. You then, do you go back to your party, or do you go off somewhere else on the island for a bit?
Yeah, I'll go back to the party.
Fair enough. He returns, and I want to point out, Hiradora actually is waiting there as she then walks up to you, sort of trying to look sort of a little intimidating, and then just puts out her hand. You did well. I didn't want to admit it, but you beat me. I guess technology... There are some things that even I can't fight against.
Oh, well, as you can tell, I'm not really much of a fighter. I just kind of ran you over.
Don't say that you're not that much of a fighter. Because out there, it's anyone who wins, wins. Your priest friend figured that out against Kozuki. So don't say that crap, because it makes us look bad. You did well. Just accept the compliment, asshat. And she then just walks away.
I guess. As, basically just before she left, he put his hand out for a handshake, and then she just walks off.
Yeah, she just walks off, because she was not happy that you just went like, I'm not really much of a fighter, as you could tell. I just ran you over. It's like, yeah, but that strategy still worked. Yeah.
That wasn't a fight. That was just a slaughter.
Well, but we won, as I said.
Of course.
Pinky then goes, there only seems to be one more contender from each party left. It seems as though the King of the Hill team is going to have to fight against the last member of the Guardians, known only as Redoran Suzaku. Please take your positions. And King of the Hills, who will you have as your last fighter?
Fletcher just looks at an RK. Try to not atomize him.
I mean, that would be a bad thing if I did that. For me, probably. Because, you know, the whole resurrection thing.
Oh, I know, but given the track record, with your abilities, I don't even think the barrier could bring him back.
I don't know. Well, I would be more confident, but for some reason I have a bad feeling today.
Well then, break a leg.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'd prefer not to. The shit hurts.
I'm not saying you break a leg. I'm saying
Oh.
break his leg.
Well, that wouldn't do much. Fletcher, this is why you don't win your fights. All right.
As you sort of go through the barrier and you take center stage you walk through the radiant light that feels all too familiar as you walk up into the center along with Redoran.
Just gonna start doing some stretches, you know.
Redoran, already being in his hybrid phoenix mode, with his arms crossed, looking at you, he then goes, "In all honesty, I had no idea that you had incredible strong fighters on your team. To even think that we had lost two and even only drew on another. Honestly, it actually fills me with excitement. I have a feeling that this is going to be interesting regardless of the outcome. And unlike the others, I actually know how to take defeat, especially from your team. Believe it or not, they actually fought me before they even met you."
Well, fair enough.
I still remember Felix not even getting to get a punch in before that.
All I'm going to say is this. I'm not going to make a gaudy entrance or exclamation to you, but I will say one thing. I look forward to whatever this ends up being, and I hope that we can do it again. Now, are you ready? As he then takes a stance.
Sure, yeah. Where are my cheerleaders? As I just start looking around.
E-N-A-K-E, here's Anarchy! As there's like 9 of them in a pyramid, sort of like standing on top of each other, and then they all sort of like fold in and catch the ones at the top, each sort of like a conveyor belt, as they then start like rolling their pom-poms and then sort of dancing to all sorts of weird jingles.
You know, I don't believe they're prostitutes. They're way too good at that.
I'm sorry, they're what now? Begin! As roll move speeds.
Clearly, I missed something last session.
You did indeed. You did indeed.
Yeah, you missed the story of the fedora.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's have a look. Although I think you've actually got the. What is it with the last two having the exact same identical modifiers? Because I've also got +5 with Redoran as well, as he gets to go first. What happens is he immediately sort of his wings flutter as he sort of like beats. His wings beat once as he sort of launches back up into the skies. He's about 15 meters off of the ground, as he then begins to create flame. As he does so, he then tries to launch off a fireball towards you.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to try and use phasing light to have the fireball hit him instead.
Okay. I mean, understandable, considering you need to get a minimum of 25 for phasing light to work.
Which I assumed I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. You put your hand in the way as you just get hit by this flame, this fireball.
Fireball.
Fireball. As you take 56 points of damage. Oh, sugar. As you get hit by this grand fire engulfing you for a second, and then it just sort of vanishes as your entire body is just on fire just for the moment. Intense pain hits your body as it finally is relieved once the fire diminishes.
Not cool, dude. I was looking at my cheerleaders.
I mean, did you not hear the gong go, or the...
Oh shit, the fight started? Oh, well... Alright then. I'm gonna... You know... I'll do him the courtesy, at least. I'll use my master skill.
Okay, starting off strong with a new transformation. You don't have to roll it, do you? But you do have to roll it to see the defense.
Willpower.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Gonna be hard. Gonna be hard to match that. Gonna be hard. So, okay. You explain the transformation.
I'm trying to think. Technically, I believe they have seen this before. Yes, there's a. It's kind of a more. He starts levitating off the ground as his aura starts to condense more, but look smoother, like it flows better. It generally just there's a more looks more powerful just generally, like it's more instinctually. Flexing a bit. Well, guess I'll have to do the usual. I'll use Shower of Light.
The usual? What is that? And then you just begin trying to activate the ability.
29.
As orbs of light appear above his head and immediately begin showering down towards him. Will this work? Oh yeah, also roll your d4 as well.
Oh yes, the d4.
D4! 22, so no, you actually do hit.
Alright, so this is 86's, I think it's... What's... 4d12s is 24. Half of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's 8d6s plus 24.
Okay.
Plus 4d6s plus 8.
Yeah. So much damage straight away.
Oh.
Ooh. What was the roll that you
gun
got?
down.
Okay, yeah, no, that is... Okay, fair enough. Nice. Okay, by the way, just to let you know, his roll for his transformation was 25. It's actually pretty low for him, so this means that he'll take all of that damage.
Yes.
As he takes 71 points of damage. It actually does break his vitality as well, so I now need to roll his con.
Knock the bird in the sky.
Also pretty meh.
Yeah.
I also have to roll his SP again. Okay, yeah, he does keep up in the sky. Thank you for reminding me of that. It only just gets his vitality, so that does not cause injury, but he does get hit by a showering light as it stops his like wings beating for a second, and then he's able to sort of pick back up his flight and stay midair as I want to point out, during this time, you actually do see that his body is sort of like taking damage, only for you to just notice something, that he suddenly begins healing very rapidly. Now, the crazy part about this is his healing is a little scarier than the usual healing, as he heals 64 points of health.
9 damage.
So it's as if you dealt him 9 damage. That, by the way, is a bonus action. He still has 2 actions left.
Yeah, I had a feeling, yeah.
Yeah. Phoenix is powerful. With the right kind of builds, it is scary. As he again attempts to unleash another fireball at you, launching it towards you, how would you like to go against a natural 20?
I'm just going to stand there and take it.
Okay, do you want to roll anything, or...?
No, you know what? I'm just going to roll Intimidation.
Ooh, okay.
Just to be like, fuck you. Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, not intimidating at all. You sort of cross your hands like, oh yeah, well... as you get hit by this huge attack. Yeah, okay, so part of his ability is that he does actually have a strenuous form, so technically it would actually just be the 2d6... 2d12s plus 8 plus 75. 103.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Okay. Which now puts you up to 159. And that also breaks your vitality. So, roll me survival.
Yeah, I did. I got a 12. Which, I don't know if that's 1.5. Because I'm I'm 71.
71,
So
yeah,
half.
so that's only 30 points. Yeah, it would actually have to
Yeah.
be... It would actually have to be... I think it would actually have to be, I think, 120 for it to be 1.5, I believe. Or 125, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just under that. So yeah, it's just, yeah, all you need to get is a 10. So you do get hit by it. It doesn't actually cause injury, but it's damn close as your entire body is on fire, and it does actually hurt. And you sort of stagger for a second as well as you get hit by this attack, as you're just standing there, and it just goes, I am called the Vermilion Bird for a reason, so give me everything you've got, Anake!
Ooh. Well, you know, having feeling actual attack that might just take me out casually, I'm going to try and roll for that willpower ability.
Ooh, okay.
Which is +9. No. Alright then. Well, instead, I'm gonna activate my strenuous form under SPMA.
The EX form. No, but if he uses that...
Yes, it works.
Roll the d4.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the end of your turn. As
Yep.
you begin, like, your key begins.
Oh, I need to roll the damage, don't I?
Oh shoot! Yes, yeah. I forgot. He also needs to dodge that as well, doesn't he?
Yes.
So what is it? 29 was the original
Yeah, it's
roll,
a
wasn't
29.
it? So he has to beat 29. Otherwise, he takes damage. Yep, he takes damage.
Alright, cool.
Beep, 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 beep.
Ow, 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 ow. Damn,
Ooh.
81. Damn, boy. That then brings that up to a sum total of 90. But yeah, that's again breaks his vitality.
That
so
wouldn't
I need
be doubled because of the strenuous form, would it? It would just be the...
No, because you activated it prior to the strenuous form.
Yeah.
Technically, it could be amped up this turn, but not this one.
Yeah.
The actual F is this. I got a natural...
To be fair, I prefer that on his con than anything else. So.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. As it's now his turn, as he just sort of like gets pummeled by these shots again, I actually have to roll just to see if he can actually stay midair. Which does he or doesn't he? He does. He then goes to heal himself yet again. Which removes 62 of the damage that you dealt to him. Putting him to 28 damage in total so far. As he sort of just like, you see some of the holes and the ruffles in his feathers as they sort of just heal back and sort of even put themselves back in their place. Yes! Finally a challenge! As he, this time, begins to create a large fireball. This time, it's slightly different than the last time, as he begins creating it above his head, holding it with two hands. He then throws it.
Well, I'm going to teleport behind him.
Okay, roll it. Roll!
No. Alright, I think this is it, boys. I did say I had a bad feeling, and this was it.
That's fair. That's fair. $75. And that indeed does end your health, roll me con.
Yeah.
Endurance.
I had a feeling I was going to lose today.
It's a really weird specific feeling to have, considering, but it's
Well,
nice.
because I had it before the session, and it's
Oh, did Kane disappear, or did he?
Oh, he
block it?
muted.
No, I accidentally hit the mute button. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, no, it doesn't. This makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. As you get hit by this huge fireball, as you were going, all right, I'll tell up. Ooh, as your entire body is engulfed in flames, as it just explodes throughout the entire arena, as nobody can see anything, as entire space seems to be warping from the heat waves itself, until eventually it finally clears, with Redoran standing over the unconscious Anarche. I can't believe it! Anarche has lost to Redoran Suzaku! I guess the Vermilion Bird is still the current champion of this arena. He has beaten them. But now, there is something else. The gauntlet requires the entire team must lose in order for a true victory. Which now means the two remainders of the Kings of the Hill who won their matches now must go up against Redoran Suzaku to claim their victory indefinitely. Suzaku then picks up Anarche by his sort of like his gi, what's left of it, and just sort of like places him like against the wall and just sort of shoves him enough so that he can then fall into the stands. As he does so, his clothes come back and you're suddenly awakened.
Yeah, no, I had a bad feeling.
That would mean that I now have to go up against Aldous and or Stan. So you have to figure it out.
I'm not going up against that guy.
You have no choice, unless if you wish for your team to lose their ship upon their hill.
I mean, you either go first.
Dude. All this just quietly looking between everybody. Yeah, I have to do it again.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay, I shall... Actually, can I ask something, Joe?
You can.
Whenever I reverted back, came out, do I get all of my things, the things I spent, all the practices and such back?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, thank God. That then, maybe. Yeah, I could do that.
It resets you. It's just obviously the only things that you're actually missing are most of your, like, animite stones, because obviously, like, they were lost throughout the arena.
Actually, I remember that. Can I ask, can't I hear them?
Not from outside this barrier.
Oh. Well, I'll, like, look to my teammates and reluctantly, I will go in.
Felix just sitting by in the stands eating a bagel. With, like, cream cheese.
Redoran sort of... Sorry, go on.
Flesh will just give Aldous a tap on the shoulder. It's like, you got this, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm glad for your confidence.
I mean, you already took out their strongest. This should be easy for you.
I mean, thank you. And he goes in.
So it would seem as though that you are going to be fighting me next. I warn you, any of the injuries that Anarche had already dealt to me are now no longer a problem. So, I hope that you're ready for one hell of a fight.
He just nods.
The two of you stand in the middle, again, standing, as then Pinky goes, well, it seems as though the remaining fighters must go up against the current Guardian, Redoran, to win back their true victory. 3, 2, 1, begin! Again, it's roll move speed, Sam.
Oh, damn.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the attempt a second time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You could still.
Mostly because I just realized I really should have put all of my things on again before I came in.
Oh shoot! Yeah, that would have been really.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, fortunately enough, I think I did. I'm at least attuned to them. Like I'm at least body counted to them.
No,
because
body count undoes once you leave the arena, so you're no longer body counted to them.
No. What I meant, but last time I think I body counted and then entered the arena. I just haven't like did all like the.
You didn't.
Like
No, because you actually had to do it in front of him, because you even complained. It's like, I only have to roll it once, don't I? And I was like, no. So you rolled it twice to do it.
Okay. Well,
he got it first. Yet again, he goes up to fly, so he begins sort of flying backwards. So he's again 15 meters up in the air.
Okay.
And he seems to begin yet again with the same type of attack that he used against Anarche, which is a fireball.
Okay. I'm going to... Give me a second. I will look through my mini powers. I'll reflect it.
Okay.
I will reflect it. I see did not get a 2. Yep.
Okay.
Does that reflect? Okay. And if nothing else, it'll at least do 2d6 damage.
Yeah, roll the 2d6.
Yeah.
Apple.
Actually, is it 2d6? Actually, no, it's more, because I haven't actually attuned it, so it's 2d10.
Oh no, is the dice bot screwing up again? Okay.
There we go. 12 damage.
Plus the 12, 72. Awesome.
2? Is it not 76?
Yes, yeah.
Ignore me.
As he throws this fireball at you, and you sort of like create this spatial mirror, it bounces off and then hits him, and it then immediately ignites him on fire as he begins like yelling out. It's like, ah! Ah! As the fire eventually dissipates on his body, he's looking like as if some parts of his body are actually burned. As Pinky even brings this up and goes, "Wait a minute, Suzaku, a phoenix, is not only just hit by his own attack, but was actually burned by it. As he's covered in burns from head to toe from his own attack, even he looks as though he is actually surprised. It seems as though his own attack was infused with willpower, which is the only reason why that would have happened. Still, Aldous is going to be a difficult opponent, as like last time against Kozuki. As it is now your turn."
Time stop!
Fair enough, roll for it.
Time stop!
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one is this? Is this full or normal?
This is 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's just normal because he didn't say full power time stop.
No, because I don't want to waste all 12 minutes, or however long it is. So I will join with my powers.
Okay, roll for it.
Body count.
Yep.
Success. I will Tempest Warrior mode.
Okay.
Success.
Exactly 28 twice, damn.
I will enter Advanced Flight.
Okay.
Success.
Is it? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's only 15.
So you've got 3 minutes left.
Okay. If only I knew anything about willpower.
Something that
He looked like the kind of guy who'd have denial.
Sam, what does that look like? Tell me exactly what that looks like.
Is he wearing a gi or any kind of like samurai ninja, anything like that?
He is one of the 4 guardians of this country, so I mean...
Clearly, to have denial, you just have to have the best poker face.
You know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. He might not have actually. No, I'm not.
Okay.
He definitely has denial. He definitely has. He's definitely that kind of cheater.
Okay, Sam. Okay.
Unlike me, who's
hang on a second.
Unlike
Time
me,
stop,
who's not cheating at all.
manipulation, and healing myself 6 times. Yeah,
exactly.
That's completely not cheating. Go on.
Exactly. This is totally not cheating.
You
is he on fire?
Not anymore, but he is covered in the burns from his from the fire attack that he got reflected against him.
Oh God! I should have body counted to him first. Oh well. So I will.
I mean, you can still go up to him and body count him.
Yeah, but I don't have to roll everything again, won't I?
No, it's just you get to roll at each separate time, so long as it's adding to it.
No. Okay, I will do that then. I'll go over and body count with him.
Okay. So roll for it.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've got 1 minute left.
You've got 2.
Okay. I will activate whatever mode he has.
Okay, roll for it.
There we go.
Okay. You you grow
so many.
phoenix wings from your back, and you begin to grow feathers and have claws on the end of both your toes as well as the end of your fingers.
Okay. And what superpower bonuses does he get for that?
Super strength, and obviously flight and fire generation and healing powers. Although the access to them is going to be relatively limited because most of the stuff that I have for him are SPMAs, I'm afraid.
No, that's grand. That's perfectly fine. Okay, you want to go do him? Actually, what is his super strength?
+1.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to do a super dexterity attack.
Okay.
Wait, can I infuse it with animate? Or is that, do you have to get a special skill for that?
You'd have to get a usage star or special skill for it, yeah.
Yeah, nah. You know what? I'll use my. You know what? Because I don't know, I will attempt to touch him and remove his powers. I will attempt it. Give it a shot. Give it one chance. And there we go. It's my time stop done.
Okay. As time returns, as you've touched him, he immediately turns back into human as he drops to the ground, taking 9 points of damage from falling. As he looks completely flabbergasted that this has even happened to him. As he just says, "What? Why is..." As he looks back up at you, as he seems, the best words are furious.
I mean, he should be terrified, because imagine what Tempest Warrior mode looks like.
I mean, you are looking like a white and red glowing version of himself. So yeah, he is kind of like, what the fuck?
I always imagine it's like
he does then just sort of like scream as then his entire body erupts with his same sort of feathers and he becomes slightly bigger as again he transforms back into his phoenix mode.
Ow.
He then will use his bonus action healing.
oh god, he has so much health. But he doesn't seem to have denial, which works in my favor a lot.
To a certain degree, yes.
I mean, entirely in my favor if he doesn't have denial.
To a certain degree, yes.
Okay.
Trust me, just because he doesn't have it doesn't mean that there aren't things that he can already do against you.
Yeah, but still, it's slightly better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like.
As he sort of begins sort of like whirling around his hands, a large amount of fire, and he just sort of claps his hands together as it creates a huge like explosive flame that just goes up towards you.
I'm going to use my advanced flight which is a what do you call it? I'm going to fly out of the way.
Okay.
Because it's advantage. Oh, never mind.
Okay. As you take 58 points of damage.
And that is actually just is my vitality. It doesn't break it, but it is my vitality.
If it doesn't break it, that's all fine.
Okay, doke.
There we go. Yeah, it just matches your vitality exactly as you sort of just get a bit hit by this. As you are now about 20 meters away from him right now.
Okay. Can I attempt to fly over and touch him to remove his powers again?
You can, but if you're moving towards him, he's still allowed to react against you.
Okay. Can I roll super dexterity for that? I'm not trying to grapple. I just want to touch him.
Okay, so yeah, just roll. I guess it would be super dex against this roll, yeah.
And more or less, when I say that, I mean like keep my hand on him, but not like grapple.
I mean, to keep your hand on him, it would be grapple. Like, you know. Because otherwise he can just move off you, and that's, you know. I mean, it's still dex. Either way, you can still roll dex.
Okay.
Man, my rolls are just very meh at the moment.
And my rolls are slightly worse.
For now.
Okay, so it's actually it's been 2 rounds, I think.
Only 2, yeah.
Yeah.
As he does again hit you with the same flame,
Oh,
dealing 81 points of damage. Roll me in survival.
okay. Did he have any supercon?
He does not have any supercon, and because that he's using willpower, you don't have any resistance against this.
18.
I think that's more than fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. His turn.
It is indeed his
Actually, no.
turn.
Actually, was that counted as an attack? Trying to touch him?
So no, but he got so much above your roll, it ends your turn.
Yeah, actually, yeah, because it's more than 5. We got it. Yeah.
Which is now his turn for this. So
Stan, you might have to do this by yourself. Oh my god!
what he? Oh no, this isn't an attack, by the way.
Oh no!
What he does is he sort of just begins to sort of scream a bit, and then begins to sort of generate fire around his body. He then sort of looks at you with an almost like devilish look, as he then begins to try to throw another fireball at you. That is a terrible roll, but there you
Come
go.
on.
His ass,
Go on,
man.
reflect!
This is what I mean. Like, I've got terrible rolls right
Reflect!
now. Okay.
2d6. Was it 2d8 or 2d? Actually, what is that?
Okay.
Spatial. 2d8.
No, it's 2d6 because you rolled 2d6.
No, it is 2d8. I looked at it. No, 2d10s is when I have thingy. I think 2d. What is 2d6? What do you have that's 2d6? Is it nature?
No, surely it can't be, right?
It's catalyst.
No,
it's like-
it's your catalyst shock. Yeah, it's catalyst shock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's my useless catalyst shock. I mean, not useless, but
72. So he takes 72 points of damage.
Woo, no broken vitality.
yay.
Again, not by much, but still could be something.
So now it's been 3 rounds.
It is at this point a tick against the clock. Okay, he doesn't take any injuries from that, but still he gets hurt from that. As it's now your turn.
How much damage have I taken?
139.
Okay, I'm going to use my practice
Okay.
for biology manipulation to
Okay.
do my healing thing, you know what I mean?
Okay.
No, it's practice, I get another one.
As he tries to begin launching a fire at you, as he says, "Oh no, you don't!" As he launches
wait.
fire towards you. Yeah,
Never
still
mind.
hits you.
Go ahead.
5d10s plus 25 plus 4d6. And that is you donezo, as you get hit by an incredible wall of fire and you just then go down to the ground from where you flew.
Yeah. Oh well. I knew this wasn't my fight.
And it's another victory for Redarin Suzaku. It seems as though the priest wasn't quite feeling it this time. Pinky not really sure exactly what's going on here at this point. It seems as though
What is wrong with you people?
it seems as though Stan is going to have to fight to win back the truth.
This is going to be so anticlimactic.
Tank, rum.
Wait. We don't have thingy in our group, do we?
No, because
Felix.
Felix isn't in the group for this this fight. So you're again grabbed by Redarin and just thrown back in there, as Redarin then just sort of begins healing himself.
I ain't going in yet.
Felix is having a me day.
Yeah, Redoran heals himself and he waits in the middle of the room, waiting for you.
He's waiting on his phone call from his kids.
Yeah.
The fiery menace.
I'll try and gear up before I go in there.
The fiery menace awaits the last hope for the Kings of the Hill. Well, this is going to be a scary fight for anyone who's currently backing up the Kings, but I guess we'll see soon enough.
Hey, you guys won't be too mad at me if I lose, right?
No, it'll be an honorable fight no matter what.
Are you sure you got the right guy, Fletcher? It'll be an honourable fight. Brum brum.
I mean, if it's brum brum, then it's yes, that's a good win, but if not, he's gonna be torn to shreds.
They're following the rules of the road.
Drive over the pedestrians.
You know what you should have actually just said right at the end is like, if you don't like it, it was my right of way.
It's not their fault that they don't ways before.
I'm old, so I'm the victim.
Birds know they need to stay in the sky, not on the ground where they get run over.
Connor. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I'm trying to equip my nano machines and stand before I go in.
Fair enough. Roll for it.
Nano machines works.
And then stand over stand.
Damn. No.
Ooh.
You begin walking in with what you have. As you walk in, it is. I want to point out, it is. His presence is menacing. When you go through that barrier, there is a heat that hits you, which makes sense because of how much fire he's been throwing around. But still, there is a heat in this barrier that you just kind of would hope that would escape you. But still, as you begin walking closer and closer to this towering being of flame and feather, you stand before him, 2 meters away. His arms are at the ready. Okay, the final fight. Go on.
Could you, maybe not kill me?
Don't worry, you can't die anyway. And if you do, I can resurrect you.
Oof.
He's not wrong.
Begin! Roll move speed.
Be so ass.
The funny thing is I didn't actually realise how powerful he was until it was too late. Ironically, I just find it hilarious that, ironically enough, this guy who isn't supposed to be the strongest is actually given everyone the most amount of trouble, including Sam, who is like, "Oh yeah, if he's got denial, it's pretty much in the bag," and immediately proceeds to leave.
I mean, to be fair, I just realised when I time stopped, I should have grappled him and did that rather than, I guess, just touch him and let him drop to the ground.
Yes, you should have rolled strength to grapple and hold on to him and then, done it, yeah. Because then, at least if he would have fallen, he would have either been falling and you would have been still on him, or you would have been using flight to keep him suspended.
Yeah, oh well. We live and learn.
Yeah,
Every day
absolutely.
school day.
As
2
we know,
berries.
hanging on the edge of tomorrow.
So what's it gonna be, Stan? You win this round
Cheers.
of rolling.
Go stand over stand, please. Please work. No.
No. No, again, he doesn't.
It's fine.
He doesn't really know what you're doing. He's just like, okay.
Ah.
Ah!
This is awkward. Can I? Okay, this is gonna be weird. Can I start, kind of screaming like that, just going ah,
Yeah, okay.
and then yes, I will try and I don't know. I guess I could just try and vomit some blood on him.
Oh, using
Yep.
yeah, okay.
It's
Biomass manipulation. Yeah, sure, go for it.
in the face.
My real question is why?
It's a defense mechanism.
So you vomit blood at him and he goes, ugh! And then immediately like throws fire at you. So I'm assuming the vomit doesn't do anything.
I mean, it's a bunch of blood, so I'm trying to spray his entire body with blood.
Yes. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. As you get hit by a wall of...
Well, hang on. My roll beat his. Isn't he startled enough to not be able to throw
Oh,
fire?
shoot, sorry, I misread that. No, he doesn't actually hit you with fire, no, because he has to get the equal to your point above you to do that. Yeah, I forgot. So it's your turn, not his. Yep, never mind, I failed. So yeah, no, you... He goes, and then splat.
Chance get in his eyes.
It doesn't get in his eyes, but it does get all over his body, like all over his like upper torso sort of area. What the, dude? That's so gross. And obviously that's the end of your turn. As then he just draws his hand back, which is then like covered in flame, as he tries to like hit you with some fire.
You get him to leave the ring just by grossing him.
I quit. Fuck this. So wall of fire begins to pace itself towards you rather sluggishly, kind of almost like as if its user had been grossed out by some way, shape, or form.
Awkward. Is he still like 2 meters away from me or whatever?
Yeah. He's pretty much point blank.
Okay. If he's point blank, I could try and do the same thing I did before with my arm.
Oh, okay.
I will
Try and wrap your arm around.
I guess I will attempt to. Yeah.
Okay. Which arm are you doing?
Which arm is he throwing fire?
His right arm.
Okay, so if I like, I guess go with my left face right, and then like offset the fire if I'm fast enough or whatever. I'll try that anyway.
No, you're just off by 1 point. You do still get hit by the fire, but you do still wrap around as it's just like, again, all of them are now watching, and at this point it's like, as this happens, like, he got him! He definitely... Wait! And then, like, immediately from the other side, from the Guardians, you then just see, like, Hirodora stand up. You're not exactly sure what she says, because, again, you can't really necessarily hear from the big whooshing noise of the fire rushing through your face, but most of the others would probably guess that it's something like, that's the move he used on me. You fool. You've been caught. As the flame disappears, everyone sees the same strategy of his arm wrapped around Redoran's arm, connected in a weird intermingling, as you do take damage, but the damage you take will be... Let's see, let's go for the rolling of 61 damage. Does that break your vitality?
I think my vitality is 60.
By 1 point.
Oh!
Roll survival.
Then again, even if I get a natural one, it's not going to be that bad.
No. Well, actually, if you get a natural one, it's pretty bad, but yeah. No, you're fine. So it's now your turn.
Well, might as well roll to heal, I guess.
The same strategy again.
The combat ready healing. Let's go.
Nice.
Can the other Guardians heal other than Suzaku, or is it just him?
It's just him.
Okay, that makes him the strongest, because he's the only one who's smart enough. Like, I can heal mid-battle.
I think it was quite funny, because Ken and I actually realised that Suzaku does actually have the ability to do a lot of damage quite easily, and weirdly enough, I think it was like Kozuki actually can do a lot of damage, but it's actually quite difficult for him to be able to do it, because he needs like to use his swords that are made out of elemental damage, covering himself in like atmosphere, then using fire attacks, and then like launching himself towards someone with his like proficiency in both sword and katana. And it's like, yeah, it's a lot of damage that he can do, but he had to do multiple steps. So Redoran just transforms and just goes, all right, use fire, and it does already 5d10s. But in his Guardian mode, this is what he's in, it adds his willpower, and it does 1.5 times fire damage on every fire attack. So yeah, he does a lot of damage. He's basically a slightly less will-powered version of Felix in the terms of how he's built his transformation. It's actually where I got the idea from for Thingy's mode, the Felix Fatigue mode. But like when I was talking, Juice and I came up with like the idea of having it like literally every ability is just stacked together to try and see how ridiculous it can be. Obviously we already know that how ridiculous it can be. Yeah, so you heal yourself 31 points of health. You're now
not taking action.
That does not take an well. It does take an action, but it doesn't take. It doesn't end your turn.
I don't think. Wait, let me just check.
So I believe it says.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, without ending your turn.
Yeah. Okay. Can I attempt to use my self-biomass manipulation on the arm that is wrapped around his arm in order to, like, vaporize all the liquid that is in it and freeze him?
I'm sorry. Where is where is that ability? No.
I just figured if it's like, you know, it does say I can literally manipulate like the molecules and stuff.
I mean, what are you hoping to change your own healing dice damage into cryo damage?
No, I mean I could try as like an injury or something in order to.
I would say if you want to do this, you can, but it would cause the exact identical injury on yourself to the same limb that you're doing. Because again, you're removing all of the like heat outside of your body, or at least in that body point. So technically, the body part that you actually have would actually potentially take the injury before he does. So technically, you can do it. I think it would require a minimum of 15, and then obviously he has to roll con. But yeah, you could. I'm assuming that you're trying to do this to cause an injury to the arm that you're grappling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially. Or just, I don't know, freeze him as much as I can.
Yes. And I'll try to best that roll. He indeed bests the roll by... As he starts noticing what you're trying to do, he then immediately starts igniting his arm on certain parts to eventually, like, recoil you off of him. As he does so, he does indeed also get an attack on, dealing you 78 points of damage. Roll survival.
At the end of this, I think Suzuki is going to get an upgrade or a promotion.
I can't really be promoted.
I don't think so. I think if anything, it's like everyone's just going to go, yeah, you fought at this level of this expectation. You're now better than Kozuki. Get fucked, Kozuki. Like that's all they're going to do for him. Because again, like this is the level of power that they should probably expect from the Guardians, and yet the other three got wiped. Although to be fair, I just realised this as well. Stan and both Stan and Fletcher's matches were incredibly quick. Yet, And also an Arcade's match against Redoran as well were incredibly quick. Yet the one when Aldous fought Kozuki was incredibly long, because technically if he didn't have healing, Kozuki would have won. Yet in this particular situation, the only reason why Redoran is such an annoyance is because his powers have a healing ability. Which is quite...
If only Rakia was here, she wouldn't let this shit happen.
No.
Anyway, so...
If only Felix hadn't out.
Sorry,
I'm sitting over eating a bag of chips, you know.
You are just... By the way, you also are watching this on a massive, screen that's just showing the projection. Because you've now, had, a little chat with 10. Everything's fine. Everything's going on okay. The kids are sort of running around and playing alongside some of his children, who, by the way, are, adults, but...
I mean, you know.
But yeah, so Redoran then just goes, "You dare mock me with simple tricks that you use a second time?" And then he immediately starts trying to create what seems to look like is the fire around envelops his hand, whirls around his fingertips into the palm of his hand, turning it into an orb of fire, and then it begins to flicker as it begins to turn into a flame that's vertical until it looks like an actual jet blast, as it then erupts with flames all the way towards you. How would you like to react?
Do anything. So
I think you still have the rumble rod, don't you? Because it does sonic damage.
yeah. Do.
Time to get cooked. I am not delicious!
So that was a while ago. Yeah,
Whilst you're having a think.
Yeah.
No, go on.
Anything I can do.
Live.
Yeah, I guess I could just try and blast the rumble rod, but it's not gonna work very well.
Ooh, okay. You roll your damage, I shall roll mine.
If it's blasting directly into it, and it's how does it work if it's Sonic versus fire?
I mean, it basically means that it disrupts it enough for you to be able to still get hit out, but it wouldn't necessarily dismantle it. It wouldn't disable it, I guess. It would just be you still take the hit, but you still hit him. Unless if you're trying to specifically disable his attack.
I'd rather just disable his attack than do damage.
Okay, well in that case then you cancel out his damage, you don't cancel out... You cancel out his damage, but you also don't deal damage or injury to him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
right.
Okay. So as you do so, the massive flames, as you just do this thing, it hits it and it creates this sonic projection around it, and until eventually it sort of creates a sonic wall barrier around you for a short second as it's blasting all of the flames out and away until it eventually burrows through, it's tunneling through the fire and hits the main part in his hand and disables the flame as it sort of knocks him back slightly, knocks his hand back, as then you're sort of holding this device thinking, thank God that worked, as he's just you're a lot more resourceful than I gave you credit for. As it is now your turn.
Yeah.
Whilst you're thinking of a strat, Anarche specifically, what are you thinking whilst this is going on? What's happening whilst you're sitting there? You might be muted.
Anarche's staring into the void.
Okay, thinking all going according to plan.
This is clearly his plan. I mean,
yeah.
Yep.
Yes. God. I mean, like, there was like, I
Fletcher.
remember this character, I think it was called like the Ravager or something from DC Comics, and like every time he would lose, so all going according to plan. Like his base is blowing up, all part of the plan.
I
Fletcher
meant
doesn't
to
dare
do
look.
that.
Trying to think, how many fights has Felix canonically lost? I can think of like
One.
one. I can think of two, kind of. Like there's
Technically.
high and dry, technically.
Yeah. Although also
Uh,
you technically took a big win from that anyway, because you also technically
Yeah.
beat Dry one like just with a single punch. I mean, fair enough, it was in the back of the head after you'd already taken some damage, but still. And then when you reawakened your powers, you then also like one stomped High.
Yeah.
The
And
only
then there was
reason.
the fight where Felix couldn't transform in time.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of.
I mean, technically, there's Kokabiel, technically.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you first ever fought 10.
Okay, so like four
Yeah,
losses.
Yeah, so far.
I would
Yeah.
say the Kokabiel fight was more of a draw because he came to reason.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a draw, especially considering how much health you both had.
You also have to consider we weren't trying to fight Crucible.
I mean, you were not trying to kill him, but you were still trying to attack and find him.
Mostly in self-defense.
Yes, absolutely, but still, it's a fight nonetheless. To be fair, though, canonically, I think Anarcho's technically only lost 2 matches. Technically 3, but both of them were against Yolkaiga, and now this one. Is Kane back yet, or?
They're still muted, so...
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so what's going on right now? What are you currently doing or thinking, like, as Anarcho is just watching this match unfold?
Just not much, really. Just sitting there.
Just chilling.
No thoughts head empty?
Yeah.
As the
These
match...
random people who just showed up to basically fight for you in this tournament.
Yep.
As this match continues, what is your plan?
Just read this.
Okay. Well, again, whilst you're having a plan sesh,
Hang on. So it says I can manipulate my own cells, flesh and blood, remotely from outside of my body.
Oh, you can you? Okay.
Yeah, it does explicitly say that.
Okay. I thought that it was not that way, but okay.
Does that technically mean I can... If that's still technically a part of me, would I be able to transform blood that's on him with my shape-shifting power?
I'm gonna say
It's-
I'm gonna say unless if you have a usage style or a technique that allows you to do that, I'm gonna say no. But I would say that you could still at least manipulate it using sub-biomass manipulation.
Okay. That
Because if so, that would actually be a really cool usage style or even a technique. Because technically...
Yeah, that would be really... I mean, I have obviously got slots available.
Okay. An idea for next time.
Yeah, I guess I'll try the stand thing again.
Okay. Roll for it, and whilst that's going on, no.
It's literally not going to work now. I've run out of luck.
Anything else that you can do? Because I mean, you still have one action left.
Yeah, I guess I could try the blood popsicle thing that's actually on him.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he'll see it coming. I don't know. It's a pretty weird thing.
This is again to cause injury, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, nice. So he doesn't react in time as he tries to do it, and then suddenly an injury becomes apparent. Yeah, he does actually take an injury as he does proc it. So that's 15, 20, 25, 27, 26, 27, 28. So that is 6. So that would be a major injury. So this would be frostbite, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So this would deal 12 points of frostbite to him. No, it would deal 20 points of frostbite to him. And on top of that, he's sort of like holding his chest for a second, sort of just like holding it as like coughing. As it seems as though like his body is sort of like shutting down for a second, as he sort of just like is only able to sort of only just barely catch his breath, as it seems as though a lot of the air and a lot of the sort of like heat in his body has just been sapped immediately, as he's just sort of like clutching his chest in a great deal of pain. As that is the end of your turn, and he looks at you quite pissed. As it seems as though, again, he's point blank, he tries to heal himself. Now, I want to point out, you are point blank in front of him, so you can react to this if you wish. So he gets a 34.
I mean,
Now, you can either react to this, or obviously you can just let him do this. But
I mean, I'll wait.
Okay. I mean, I don't actually need to roll it, because the minimum that he can do is that, so... He does actually heal himself from the injury. And he also heals himself for the health, but that is actually the end of his turn, because I did not use healing combo. As he's just sort of like... The blood is now gone from his body, but he looks like he desperately needed to breathe. Like everything that he was going to do was going to be difficult. I have to say, I did not see that coming. You have more tricks up your sleeve than I originally anticipated, but I will not underestimate you again.
Okay,
Okay, my guy. Sir, this is a Wendy's.
I learned my combat skills from Waffle House.
Let me give you some more.
You want fries with that?
Hello and welcome to Chili's. Getting a little cold out there.
So what's the plan?
What's the plan? I just have a plan. I forgot the plan.
By the way, whilst Bill is coming up with some kind of a plan, I want to point out that everything that he does, he's able to counter. Everything that he does to Stan is also able to counter. It is now just a match of who is going to make the most slip-ups, or who is going to land the most perfect attack that is going to end this match. It is palpable, because you don't actually know what is going to happen next. But even more so, this is both yours and their last opportunity. You just need this one last warrior down, but they also need your last warrior down.
So no pressure.
Okay. I guess I can try and... How much health do I have?
I believe you are on 108 points of damage right now, so you've got 130.
Okay. It doesn't matter if I die. You know, it's great. I'll try one last time. I'll try the stand over stand, but It's really just kicking my ass right now.
I've just realised why you're trying to Devastan, because obviously he would, even though he's got SP, he's still rolling disadvantage because he hasn't got Super Dex or Super Speed. That's actually very clever. Okay.
Yes, okay.
Yes! So you give yourself that enhancement. You now have it. You have one action left.
Okay. In that case... I will make a clone, I guess.
Okay.
Go clone.
Nice. You make a clone. Your clone will now either have the maximum health that you can currently heal, or you get to roll all of the things that you can do with healing double.
Okay. Wait, which bits are doubled? Just all of them? Or like
All of it. All of it.
Okay.
Actually, I think technically it would be the first set of dice, actually, now that I think about it. So it'd be 8d6 plus 4d6 plus 4d6.
Yeah. I think it doesn't really matter anyway, I'll just get one shot, but that's fine.
That's his plan. That's the reason for his existence. Devour! What?
Yeah.
Okay, so you now have a clone, Steve clone, and that's the end of your turns, but Steve now also has a turn.
Okay. I need him to make a rumble rod.
Okay, roll for it.
He has a rumble rod now.
Okay, and it's now Redderon's turn. He's just looking at the two of you. He's like, "What funny people you are. Interesting. Well, nevertheless, I shall burn both of you at the same time." As he generates fire on both hands and tries to do a large wave. Both can react. How would you like either of them to do so?
Need him to... Hang on, how close is he again?
He's now like 2 meters away.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get him to blast, and hopefully he can handle defense.
Okay. So he's rumble rodding, and then what are you doing?
I am going to try to rumble rod as well, but with the... I'm kind of trying to get him to cancel out.
And then you to be
he's
allowed
doing.
to shoot reactively.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good.
Yeah, can I feed and then... Am I allowed to try and injure him, or is that...
So you can do he can do rumble rod to cancel, and you can do reactive rumble rod to cause injury. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, roll.
That is...
Ooh, nice. Okay. Yes.
I'm trying to just blast them in the, like,
Out of
you know...
curiosity, how many
natural 20s have you been able to get? Is that 5 or is that 6?
It's more than 5.
Jeez.
I need more.
Okay, so fun fact, since he's an animal, he actually takes disadvantage on sonic attacks, specifically sonic injuries. That is a 3 against a natural 20. So, to put it this way, he does take a sonic-related ailment, which is temporary deafness, which will last basically until he gets healed from it. On top of this... he also takes bleeding damage because his ears are bleeding, which means that is a D12 every turn.
My man Stan out here giving people tinnitus.
Effort in him.
He's just like holding his head like, nah. Both of you have used up your reaction, but it is now both of your turn as he seems disoriented.
No one can stand up to him.
Okay.
I'll see myself out.
I'm gonna try and
I'll get the door for you.
what other stand? I'm gonna try and kind of speed around and like blast him with a bunch of my blood in his ears, all over his face. You know.
I
Oh,
shall roll
cover him.
disadvantage. You can roll advantage.
Bleed. Not even blood.
Blood, 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 blood. As you just cover him in your blood, as like you're just shooting jets of it. As Pinky is just going, incredible! Not only has he now been completely disorientated by the sonic attack, it seems the Stan is immediately on the offensive as he's now rushing around at hyper speeds. What it seems to be spraying blood all over, all over Suzaku. Whatever this strategy is, it's definitely gonna be one hell of a something.
More blood.
As he's now covered in blood, it's now other Stan's turn.
Isn't it the same person thing? Can he manipulate my blood?
Yes, he absolutely can, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just want to basically make sure that it is infiltrating his bloodstream.
So in other words, are you going to try and use the blood to basically do like the blood attack sort of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. But see if I can yeah. So since I've sprayed him with like tons of blood, I'm only going to use a portion of the blood. But ideally, I want to actually, because it's in his bloodstream anyway, presumably.
Well, it's covered on him right now, but you could then like manipulate it so it definitely goes into his wounds, and then
Yeah, of course, in his wounds anyway.
Yeah, okay. So, is this for injury or is this for attack?
Injury.
Okay. I don't really know what this would do in the terms of injury at this point, but okay.
That is fair. I mean, it's just
Lead
forcing.
poisoning.
The other thing
Natural
is
one.
Okay.
Because again, he's disorientated. He has no idea what's actually going on, and his ears are still painful. I shall also roll the d12 as well.
I kind of want to force the blood behind his eyes, you know, just full on.
Damn, dude. I mean, this is just brutal. Okay. So it does go into the back of his eyes, as it does cause blindness.
It's
now
also
it's
because the nanomachines, when they're in someone's body that they do not recognize.
They now do passive damage, don't they?
Yes, and also each turn have an opportunity to injure him.
Okay, so I guess roll the damage, and then the injury thing I will now roll for 2 d12s, because that's what he's taking now. Oh, actually no, I only have to roll 1, because I just already rolled 1. Ah, screw it, I'll just have that. Okay, I'll just do the 10 from that. And then, yep, roll damage. So it'll just be the nanomachine's damage.
Yeah.
Awesome. Another 14 points of damage. As he's now getting ravaged by this stuff, as he's just clutching his eyes and his head, as he's just screaming in pain.
So roll tech as well for their opportunity, or do I wait?
No, that's the next turn. So that's the next time it comes around to your turn. So it's now his turn. And again, this is disadvantage with this. 8. So, yeah, that's just enough. So he begins letting out a giant amount of fire through his entire body, just to try and heat himself up. Whilst he's doing this, I guess. Also roll. I guess you guys can both roll something to react against him, because you're close enough to react against him to stop it from actually hitting you guys.
Yeah, I guess we'll team up and rumble rod him together.
That sounds so wrong, but okay.
I'll roll for a clone stand first. Okay. I'll roll for me.
Okay, so that does not stop him from doing.
Wait, do I do advantage with this one? Stand over stand.
Yeah, you get the advantage with stand over stand. So you said that's cloned first.
Yeah, that was fine.
Okay, so then.
They do.
Okay, so you do stop him from hitting the both of you because I'm assuming you're using the rumble rod.
Yes.
So you hit it. So therefore, the flames don't go anywhere else outwards. Actually, that's enough to actually even hurt him and hit him. So actually, that will do damage to him as well, stopping him from actually doing what he was trying to do. So, roll for it.
Cool. Keep making him more deaf and disoriented.
As he takes another 11 points
He'll be a
of
blind
damage.
vegetable by the end of this.
Jeez, dude. Just let him die. Anyway, yeah, so as he's taking like some more damage, it does seem as though like each attack that you're doing is doing very little. It's like as if every attack that you're currently doing is more harming his body than actually harming his overall health. Anarche, if you're currently able to sense his energy, you can definitely sense that there is actually certain amounts of Stan's life force in the blood that's currently working its way through his ears and eyes. As it is now your turn yet again, Bill.
Okay. I will use an action to heal. So I'm responsible.
I shall ready my roll because it will be the same as all of his rolls, which is a disadvantage attempt at doing an AoE. Again, I'm just waiting for you to actually.
Oh yeah, I'm just rolling healing. So.
Do you not have it copied and pasted, man? Okay, so that puts you down by about 35. Yep, and then what else is your next action?
I am going to try and yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use my action to also manipulate this blood and basically keep trying to, I guess, provoke it into, force it through his skull into his brain and kind of agitate it.
Okay.
Stimulate it to...
Is this again for another injury, or is this for actually damage?
Injury.
Okay. You have to be a 27. Uh,
32.
Yes, okay. I'll now roll.
It is 5 above.
Yes. As it causes another injury, which means that now it's doing 3d12s per turn of all of the bleeding that it's doing. Yep. As he's like screaming out in even more pain, as he's like now going to his knees and holding his head. His eyes are just...
Give him a mental ailment at this point.
He's just screaming out in pain.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I might actually have to roll nerve.
Okay, so now, other Stan.
I'll roll willpower. Why not? Go on, continue, I'm just saying it.
Can I try and get him to essentially force it further into the brain and try and shut down, like, his, motor functions or something?
So there's a certain level of it, because again, remember, this is a boss, so you won't be able to shut it down, you'll just be able to make ailments worse until he gets to, like, 50% or less health. So...
Okay, but he wouldn't be
again, probably not, because it's basically the equivalent of it. So, again, probably not. So, I mean, you could worsen it so he takes more damage per turn, yeah.
We'll just keep going.
Okay. I mean, or, you could just roll your damage, which would actually be a lot faster at this point.
I don't think it would, actually.
I think it
My
would.
damage is, like, D10 and a D4. So
No, but the way that it works is that you roll it, and what it would do is it would do the nanomachines plus your healing plus the legendary effect.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay, sure, we'll do that. We'll roll for damage on the brain.
Dame damage.
And the brain.
It's 26, so that matches. So he will erupt with damage, but yeah, you'll still get to do. So you do your damage, I'll do mine. Okay. I think that's killing your clone as well, but he'll still get to do his attack.
Yeah. I think it's actually just the same damage I've been rolling. So.
Yeah.
But then that adds to, like, the bleeding.
By the way, that also hits you, and that does break your vitality as well. Putting you on 134 as well. Okay.
Oh yeah, do I roll tech now against his con?
Yes. Also, roll the damage as well.
Oh yeah.
I'll roll the con just to see what we've got. We've got a 12. You're also adding an extra 12 to that. Jeez. You are just ripping into him.
And he
Yes,
just
that causes another injury. Another injury and ailment. So I have to roll that again. Hang on a sec. So,
You even asked him not to kill you, and you're just giving this man mental illnesses.
He
Okay.
just, like, just give up, please.
He can't. He's too busy in trying to defend his mind.
Stop! He's already dead. No, he's not. He's still going in, but he is now screaming like as if he is like insane. As you get hit by this massive blast of fire, as you look over and your clone just looks at you and goes, "Is this death?" And turns to naught but ash. Pinky's just like, This is awful! This seems as though it's something from some kind of horror flick. This entire thing is gone way too far, but I'm not going to stop it.
Of course you're not.
Can we agree on a draw now?
Oh, that would be the worst!
Oh yeah, I forgot I have to still roll with disadvantage.
I don't...
Okay. He begins sort of heating himself up until eventually, like, you notice that your connection to your nanomachines is gone. If you want any further confirmation, I mean, it's a minimum of 25 times 10. So at that point, that's a minimum, or 30 times 10. So that's destroying all of them. And also burning up the blood as he just sort of burns and then immediately, like, he erupts with fire around his body. It doesn't go out to attack you, but as that happens, he just sort of goes, as you notice the blood from his eyes begin to sort of quell away as the whites of his eyes return, and he looks at you with a furious look, as he's now healed himself from his injuries.
Oh my god. So it is possible. It's literally impossible.
I almost lost myself there. That was indeed close. Now, where was I?
You were giving up, I think.
roll me a charisma. I guess it would be persuasion. I won't give you a disadvantage on this. I just want to see if it's even possible with
He's
this
got
roll.
brain damage.
I swear, if you get another nat 20,
If you get another nat 20, he just straight up gives up. Like, Okay.
God, no.
He just laughs at you. Not likely. That was close, though. I think I'm gonna have this headache for a little bit. Oh, that was scary. As he now restores himself 62 points of health. You are indeed strong, Mr. Stan, was it?
Yep, Stan.
But I'm not going to...
Stand strong.
No, he stands by you.
Everyone boos at Felix.
Ooh. He then just looks at you and he's just sort of like, no, let's continue. As he sort of readies himself. But that is the end of his turn, as it is now yours. I want to point out, by the way, the rumble rod that that was, held by your clone is also destroyed as well.
Yep.
I'm just going to check something, actually. So I swear he can heal minimum of 2, but I think he can heal more than that. I just want to have a look.
It's like the worst matchup ever.
Okay, so funny thing is he's still going to be taking 2d12s of damage of bleed because he could only heal 2 of those ailments at a time, and you gave him 4. So hence why he said like the whole headache thing. So he has burnt all of them out of him and stuff, but like all he's done is healed his hearing and healed his seeing, but he's now still bleeding inside of his skull.
Okay. I might as well heal, I guess. I mean, yeah.
Fair enough. Do you have any like pure techniques on healing?
No.
Okay.
Can I just use the self-biomass manipulation to do that? Like, at least one version of it.
I don't think you can, no.
I'm pretty sure that's what you used to do with that.
No, I actually had like pure techniques for mine. I mean, either way, you've got a pretty decent healing ability thanks to the nanomachines and stuff anyway.
I mean, I heal a lot less than he deals, so
Fair.
it's not really working. But I...
32! 32! Nice.
I guess I'll make a clone again.
Clone time! Kagebushin no Jutsu! Yep, you make a clone.
Just so... Yes. I mean, it doesn't matter because it's gonna get one shot anyway.
Okay.
Okay. He's gonna do the same thing and try and make a rumble.
Okay. He makes it. Still trying the same tactic, I see.
I mean, you've done the same thing for the last 3 matches, so
That's
Can't
actually
really
a
blame
fair.
me.
That's actually a fair point. Never thought of it that way. Perhaps I should try something else. Actually, he then goes to his side and pulls out his katana, readying himself.
that's what I was waiting for.
He then his wings begin to sort of light ablaze as he attempts to launch himself towards you. As he does so, he goes towards you with a sword slashing attack, but the sword is ablaze.
Okay. My clone is right next to me, right?
Yeah.
I
So you can both react at the same time.
Okay, I'm gonna try and. I want to try and like blast him. I guess with the. Yeah, I'll try and blast him.
Okay.
Then I think the clone will try and like. Guess.
Just
wrap
start
around him.
blast. Oh, okay. You want him to try and wrap around him. Okay.
Yeah, like presuming that I get the superior roll.
Okay. Who's rolling first?
Okay, I'll roll first. Okay.
Yep.
Try and get him to like wrap around him after he's blast.
Okay. So not only do you blast him, and then he wraps around you. He wraps around him. You can now use your healing dice, but only just the original healing dice, to cause constriction damage. So I guess roll the 3d10s and then roll your healing.
Yeah.
Nice. Also, we shall also roll the 2d12s. That's so. Give me all the numbers, Mason. What do they mean? So he took 9, then he took 21, then he took 16. Nice. As he goes to try and slash at you, you blast him in the face with the the rumble rod, and then immediately he gets like grappled from behind as he begins wrapping around him.
Yeah.
As it is now your turn.
I'm gonna let the clone go first. Let me just check real quick. No.
As it begins going further in time in this match, how is Aldous feeling about this, Sam?
Sorry, what?
As this match continues on further, what is Aldous feeling about this match?
I don't think he feels much about it. It's just like, oh, sounds pretty good. He's not much of a fighter. He's just like, oh, that's the things that are happening.
Okay. Fletcher, what about you?
Fletcher is gripping the edge of his seat, just seeing what next will happen. Considering it just seems anything is possible and will happen.
Anarche?
Anarchy's like half there. He's like, he's paying attention to the fight, but he's also completely somewhere else.
Fair enough.
And that somewhere else is, of course, the cheerleaders.
Yes. Anarchy's
You're all young, stank, 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 down the tank, stank.
Yeah, I'm not a tank right now.
And what about Felix? What is Felix currently feeling about this? I mean, you're sitting there eating popcorn whilst you're watching this.
He's eating popcorn very well, as well, dice rolls too would be led to believe. I don't know if he's feeling much other than, man, maybe I should have not dropped out.
Lessons to be learned for another day, but still, nonetheless, you're watching, and you are seeing Stan. At the very least, you are seeing that Stan has actually been able to go toe to toe quite well against these guys so far. You also saw that Aldous did rather well against Kozuki. And then you're also seeing that, like, you know, it's quite surprising to see an Arcane lose, considering you actually haven't actually lost it, like, seen him lose. You've seen him win quite a lot of times. And Fletcher, it wasn't really surprising, to be honest, what happened to Fletcher. Him drawing or him dying is just pretty much
par for the course at this point.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Felix doesn't care who wins or loses as long as someone gets enough to end the tournament. So
that's fair. That's fair. As we now as we now return back to Stan. Stan, what is the plan, Stan?
What is the plan? I guess try and turn. I think this will at least stall him for a second anyway. Clone Stan. Okay, so can I move back first? Use my free movement before the clone as an action.
Yeah.
Just so I'm slightly, out of range of where he normally just blasts everything.
I mean, that's going to be hard considering his range is incredibly long, but okay.
I know his normal range, but his habitual AoE range. Where he usually blasts outwards too with his AoE attack.
Oh, to be fair, he would still be able to nuke the entire area. It's just more about the factor of the only reason why it hasn't is because that you guys keep succeeding against him so far.
Okay. I guess the point would be to kind of constrict him as much as possible and transform into a super dense sort of Buron sarcophagus that would entomb him and suffocate him.
So that's what you want Clone Stan to do, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll SP.
Just stall him.
That might be my golden ticket. Oh, it's not! It's not!
Yeah!
He begins widening and flattening around. It's like, what are you doing? As then it seems as though he's fully encompassing. He goes, and then finally he's full. As he's entirely encased in this metal, and it just basically, it's almost like as if he's frozen in carbonite. But instead, it's just this perfectly cobaltish blue metal, as he's now just a statue. It is now your turn.
Okay. This is awkward. I guess I could use an action to heal.
You could indeed.
Might as well try that. Yep. Good. Ooh.
Okay, that's really good.
Cool. What to do? I don't know what to do. I could just heal again. I'm trying to just see if I can. Would he be able to theoretically use? Nah, there's no point really. I'll just heal again.
Okay.
Oh, I was hoping you would flood the container he's in with full of blood.
I can't right now because I'd have to create a hole, and then that would allow him to use oxygen, which
Oh, that's true.
I just need him to suffocate.
Damn, okay. You're now down to 18 damage.
Good.
Now after seeing this, I just realised, although he can generate fire, it is actually not only disadvantage, but also if I do this, and I fail, he is going to be suffocating at a rapid rate. But I like those odds. Okay. Let's see if he can melt through it.
Yeah.
Yes. He begins, like, heating it up until eventually it begins, like, reddening up until eventually it begins melting off of him. The only problem is, that's not fire damage when it's model metal. So... So I'd like you to roll me your... I guess you can roll me your... I guess it would be mimicry damage? Actually, no. It would be environmental, because technically I guess it's more like him turning an environmental object into something. So I guess I'll roll environmental damage, which is... Instead... D6... What will we get? Oh, okay. And that means it's 3d12s of molten damage, which is something he doesn't have a resistance to because he has a resistance to fire damage. As it eventually melts off of him and he's like, "Ugh." Eventually, like, you start seeing puddles of the stuff just sort of like start looking like hands and organs and stuff, as it then again turns back into blood gushing all over the place.
Cool.
That was a close one. I almost didn't make it. But since that's technically also an attack, that ends his turn.
Cool. Now I must think. Yeah. How much more rubbish can I come up with in my head? Must be some good idea out there.
I'm gonna give you an action. Roll me an insight or perception.
Okay. I'll roll perception because I think I get super perception. Very slightly. Yeah. Okay.
You can see that Redoran is currently covered in a lot of damage. His body is still sustained damage from all the injuries you gave him, all the damage that you've basically dealt him. He actually looks in like a really terrible condition. He's even out of breath right now, and it all seems as though it just keeps stacking on him, because it seems as though like him healing himself isn't actually cutting it anymore, because he now needs to heal powerfully enough to actually remove injuries and ailments, which his bonus action can't help him with. On top of that, he literally needed to generate the fire that was going to break him out of that, so you actually gave him no other choice but to do that. So he hasn't had time to heal.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna make another clone just because it's really useful. Don't want to be that guy.
Don't want to be that guy, but it's time to gang up on him.
It's just really useful.
No, fair enough. Roll for it. Yeah, so as I said, I gave you that one, so...
Okay, cool. I have a clone.
Okay.
Nice.
Suddenly, clones.
Suddenly clone. Okay, I think...
Don't forget to do healing rate as well.
Oh, yeah.
30 health, okay.
Okay. Clone makes Rumble Rock because that's his job.
What is my purpose? Rumble Rod. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Okay. For my last action, I'm gonna try and cause, like, I guess, damage him again in his brain or something. Like, basically, blast him in his ear if I can.
Okay.
A blast.
This is disadvantage for me, isn't it?
He is.
Two berries.
Yes, 2 berries, which gets you this hit. I shall now roll con, which again is a disadvantage. Because isn't this you said an injury?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to ruin him.
Okay.
Perhaps he will fall unconscious soon.
Okay. So what happens is you hit him with this attack, which actually now puts this up to 3d12s again. You hit him with this attack as it just deals another load of damage to his entire body, as it's just like completely ravaged by this. As he sort of staggers back, about to like sort of hold his ears, and then sort of like he goes down to one leg, and then just immediately begins like coughing, and then just hits the ground.
Please give up, man.
He's still breathing, but it seems as though like his body is beginning to shut down.
Did he do it? Anarchic, has he done it?
Does he seem unconscious to my energy sense?
In your energy sense, it doesn't seem as though he's unconscious, but instead it looks as though his life force is flickering. In fact, instead of unconsciousness, it looks as though that injury caused something that would be causing him to die. He's actually dying. In other words, he's in fatal moments. Meaning that he's not getting back
I get up and shout to Pinky, "Hey, he's hitting the bucket. I don't think he'll be able to continue."
Well, if that's the case, and he's still down, I guess there's no other choice but for me to, state that he has lost this match. Stan is the winner!
Yeah!
Hey, that's official. You can't just get back up and fight me now.
He's just, like, still lying there, like, bleeding. You can actually start seeing a pool of blood just gushing out of his head, as then, like, Hirodora just walks in and just goes, all right, you won. Grabs him by the leg and starts dragging him all the way back in, as he's then, like, pulled out. He's like, that is a weird sensation. Oh. But it seems I lost, as the crowd just goes ballistic. Woo!
You just see Fletcher go over to Aldous and pick him up, hugging him. It's like, we did it! He did it! Praise Adamite, Aldous! Praise Adamite!
I mean, Aldous is more cheering for that. The fact that, yes, someone said to play it. Praise Adamite! Yeah!
Right. I didn't actually use any of my animatology this time.
Yeah!
Adamite!
Just like the last time when the crowd didn't listen to Aldous saying, oh, but it was actually thanks to Animite. Nobody listened to that. Nobody listens to you saying anything about animatology either, because they are too busy going, stand the man, Tech God stand, Tech God stand. And they are just like crazily loving this. As Pinky then says, and that draws a close to the current matches of the King of the Hill team. They will no longer be having to participate in any matches unless if they wish to for the rest of the day. They will be taking a break until tomorrow unless if they state otherwise. It has to be a vote between a minimum of 4 of their contestants. Thank you very much, and now we shall get on with the rest of you. For the Guardians team, if you wish to come back, you will have to now win 2 fights in this Crucible. Thank you very much, and let's get on with the next match! As now you have, like, you and your clone have sort of, like, begin walking out. You walk out, and your clone just goes, no!
Oh. Sorry, bro.
As you still have
life's short.
you still have your rumble rod and your nanomachines, but you're also, like, your brain chip also, like, disappears as well. All of your damage is healed, not that that really matters, considering you only had 18 damage. So you just get recovered back to, like, how you felt from before you went in. And, yeah, people are now cheering for the Kings of the Hill. Stand the man! Stand the man!
Well done, Stan. I actually thought you weren't going to make it at the end there, but then you just pulled through.
You guys owe me, like, a lot, I think.
Well, I could really do his admiration.
Pinky then comes over to you guys and just sort of comes over to say, well, that was a close one, but you did well. I had never knew that you had it in you. But yeah, that was awfully close. And again, I guess that's what you get for fighting the Guardians at the first time about this tournament.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of fighting other people that can heal.
Yeah, well, regardless, even though that was the case, it looks like he got sloppy near the end. Or it was actually more like you couldn't actually get him to heal. It seems as though the pressure that you put on him meant that he wasn't able to. Not enough time and all that. But regardless, you did well. And because of that, I'm pretty sure those points will be rolling in. By the way, the points that you get from this are supposed to be...
Yeah, I got points from the last...
Yeah, also, how much? Because technically some of mine would have been lost as well.
Yeah, how many did I lose as well?
Okay, so the points that you both lost are... now I have to actually remember this, so I believe
I lose all 385,000.
Right, so I'll do this. 3/4 for Aldous.
Oh,
Yeah, that seems alright.
Oh my god!
1 point down on to an Arche, as an Arche has now lost 100% minus 1 point. However, Redoran...
I will give you the point where edited.
Yes.
96.
So, that would then mean... So, how much did you have again, Sam?
I now have 96,250.
What did you have beforehand?
385,000.
1,000, okay, times by...
So it is losing 3/4. I now only have a quarter, which is 96,250.
Plus 9549992 times 2. Okay, so the points that you get here, Stan, is 19,677,484.
Dang.
Which puts you
got
in
paid.
yellow. By the way, in Arcade, despite the fact that you go down to 1 point, you
Yeah, the
still
band
stay
color
yellow.
doesn't change.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so can you just send me the 19 million?
Now, it's absolutely up to you if you want to give this to anyone else, or if you just want to keep it for yourself, but that is the point total that you now have.
Dear Lord. That was well worth the effort.
You're getting close to Felix's point total there.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you've got like an insane amount.
Yeah, I've got.
How much does Phoenix have?
That's a good question.
I will copy Felix's amount.
Your
Is it in the
internet,
billions?
your internet there just like censored the words of copy and paste. Went cut and put.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to copy. It's too horrendous.
It's
Did it again.
Very close number.
It doesn't like the sick words.
I mean, to be fair, you've seen when I copy and paste stuff into my
Tried to censor the game, but failed.
Okay, so you have a huge amount now, Stan. Aldous, you have how many again?
I have 96,250.
You still have more than what you started with.
I mean, it started off with 0.
Well, 5,000.
Oh yeah.
And Anarche, that means that you have 1 point, but you're still in
Yep.
gold. Okay.
Okay.
High unlucky.
Yeah. If I get rid of these points, does that make me any less of a target?
Probably not anymore, no, considering.
Yeah, no, that's a yellow bandit. Getting rid of it won't
Also,
diminish
after
your.
after you beat strong people like that, people want to fight you anyway, so...
By the way,
Hmm.
apparently, according to these notes that he gave me, Stilton said as well, anyone who actually loses inside of the barrier will lose all of their points except from one, which means that the only amount that people then gain from you is the equivalent of how much that the system deems your worth. So Anarche, as long as you don't lose another match outside of the arena, you'll still keep the one, which technically means none of you can actually get rid of those bands.
Well,
No.
either
You
way,
can lose them outside.
yeah, well, either way, I say we have the day off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just a group decision. Day off.
Uh,
Feel free to do
Alright.
whatever.
Sounds good to me.
By the way, you
Oh,
already
goodness.
got some contesters, but because we've already stated that you don't have to have any more than one match per day, it doesn't count as you technically not allowing you to fight anymore. And since it's technically still before noon, you guys have the rest of the day to do whatever you want.
Uh,
Oh wow, the rest of the
I'm-
day.
I might go apologize to what's his face for trying to immediately take his powers.
Oh, Kozuki.
Yeah, that's what his name is. It's
Okay.
one of them people.
Yeah, so you go off and
Benry.
go to do that. What does everyone else go off and do?
Anarche,
Yeah?
could you, would you be able to open a portal to the Bandrine Outworlders, ruins?
Sure, but why?
I left one of my daggers there.
You mean in the roof?
Yeah. I can get it. We kind of rushed out and I forgot to grab it.
We could just get you a better one.
I know, but it's sentimental. I've had that dagger for ages now.
Well,
Oh,
if that's the
three.
case, I might as well come with you, it'll just make it a lot easier.
Oh, cheers.
Although we won't actually be able to go. Well, we'll figure it out. I guess we go back to the ruins.
Fair
You're the
enough.
best, okay?
So if you're opening a portal, I want to pull out my D4.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Drop chord. Record. I just need a 10, which is fine.
Felix, as you sort of like go over to the rest of the group to sort of see them, you know, doing what they're doing. You also then notice that Pinky goes up to you as well as she's looking through like a clipbook and just goes, Felix, next time probably best to join them. I know that you had family stuff, but honestly, that was too close.
That's fair.
Oh, by the way, I saw a name on here. Right. There's a team. They thankfully were actually not the first team to contest you guys. They also weren't even the first ones to even ask to contest you. This team right here. Can you take a look at that name for me? Do you recognize it?
Felix will, clean off his glasses a bit, and adjust them, and look at the name.
So the names that you start going down on this team say just something weird, or it's like E101. You go further down, and it says then the next one. It then says Quode Via, which you're not really too sure on that one. A couple of others, and then finally at the bottom of it, it says Tendragrum.
Hell yes.
That's
Uh-oh.
since Tendra's on there, it's probably the Grum family.
It's funny because when she went up, she actually said your name, but I told her you were busy, but she then asked if she could challenge your team, but obviously there was people before her. Well, she technically has, I'd say, third claim if you guys stay on for that long.
That's fair. I'm sure it will be a good battle.
Fair enough. They have 5 people, so you're going to have to use all of you guys just to get through. Anyway, that's pretty much it. If you want to head off and do something else, you're welcome to. Your team's already pretty much going off and doing their own thing anyway.
I'll keep spectating.
Very
Allows
well.
me to pick up things on future opponents.
That's actually a good idea. Well, you can come sit by my stand. At the very least, you'll maybe get to see some things from the best seat in the house.
I'm sure I will.
As the two of you go off, we then come to Aldous. Aldous, you go over to Kozuki, who's with the team. They're sort of walking away, and he's the only one out of the 3 of them that is actually not talking. Like, the 3 of them are sort of like chatting, and he's sort of walking with them.
I will attempt to more or less sidle up to him. Kozuki, would you mind if I talk to you just a moment?
What do you want?
I wish to apologize for what I did earlier.
You wish to apologize for defeating me?
No. For the attempting to claim your powers into a stone. I must confess, I had no idea what your powers are. I hoped if I were to see if I were to put them in a gem, I might know what the other one is. Because I can hear them, you see.
I'm going to ask you to roll me a deceit, because technically that's not actually the reason why you did it.
No, but hey, it is, to be honest, I thought that is a fairly good reason why. 7.
No, 2 berries.
This is sad. Even your lying is terrible.
I mean, what's his insight?
I don't even
You're
need
no,
to
you're getting that wrong.
roll a need to... you need to get a minimum of a 15.
Do I?
Yes.
Oh.
You're
I mean, he
terrible
could be
at lying,
terrible.
sir. Why in the hell would I believe that when it's obvious that you were just looking at it in the forms of greed? As many others do, they wish for my powers, just as my brethren. You found out that you couldn't keep them inside of the barrier, and therefore you thought that the best thing to do was retroactively apologize. To add insult to injury, you even do this after you already took victory over me. I don't need to speak to you any further on this matter.
Nod and then walk away.
He then continues walking with his group. You then just see someone watching you go, "Woo! That was awkward, huh?"
Ignore.
Oh god, is it Vault King again?
He then
I
sort
mean-
of like as you like ignore and walk past him, he's sort of leaning on the side of like what seems to be a barrel as he keeps leaning until he just falls off, and then he gets back up, dusts himself off, and starts walking beside you. You notice that he's got like long hair and he's sort of like wearing some quite odd sort of robes.
Oh. Can I bore him to death with the Tales of Animite?
As you do you actually look back up and actually look at him?
I mean, I guess I'll have to. He's following me.
You recognise this guy from, funnily enough, Matrata. It's Humoriel.
Okay, you're going to be more certain who's that again.
The guy who helped you get to the upper hotel. He's one of the angels of Emjanolinia, and for some reason he's also here.
Was he the one that was like essentially the guy in front of the desk?
No. He was the one who came to the hospital to speak with the Narke about the resurrection concept.
Okay. Oh, was he the one that arrested Anake whenever we were both standing there? Essentially.
He was the one who was sent to arrest the Narke, but ended up didn't because that he didn't want to. Yeah.
So, there's so many names. I can't remember half these people.
That's
Just kind of come in then disappear. Oh. Okay. I guess all this will look mildly confused, but we'll probably just kind of like shrug it off. Okay.
It's been a little while. I was going to actually see Anarche and the others, but since it's probably best that I speak to you... Hello! It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? What has it been? 2 weeks? Yes, 2 weeks since I last... No, wait. 2.5 weeks since I last saw you.
To be honest, his eyes sparkle when he says they want to talk to him first. Is this because you want to hear the tales of Animite and its power?
No, actually...
Begin speaking immediately, blabbering on about it.
He just watches
goes into a full diatribe, explaining the history of Animite and
he
the
just
big
watches
explosion.
you silently just sitting there, like, still, like, having his, like, hand on his other... Like, a finger on his other hand.
Can I roll to see if I can make a believer of him?
No, because it's clearly that he's just waiting until you finish. Like, he's like, his eyes have glazed over. It's just like sort of like static white noises in the back of his head. It's just like, do I just wait until I see what's going on?
Can I try nonetheless? You never know. This might be it. I could get natural 20.
No, to tell you now, natural 20 or not, no, because he's actually not listening.
Oh. See, if only I had the charisma of what's her face up there.
Even then, it doesn't matter because if a person isn't paying attention to you, super charisma means nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
You can just. Oh, I didn't know you could just ignore people.
Ignore
people.
Yeah, if you ignore them, but also more specifically is that like he was like in the middle of a thought and you started talking and then he sort of loses his train of thought. He's just like staring off into the space like. And then he waves his hand. Wait, hang on. Sorry, I lost where I was going with it. Sorry. What was I saying? Right.
Well, you're talking about you wanted to talk to me about the greatness of anime, and then goes on to a second diatribe.
No, I wasn't. Puts his hand over your mouth. I was actually here because that I wanted to tell you that myself and some of the other angels have actually come to fight you guys. Although someone got ahead of us, so that means that we're not going to be able to do so until you win the next round.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Although I have to admit,
now he seems slightly disinterested.
I didn't.
And he looks off in the distance.
I didn't actually think that you would have been that kind of level of power. I have to say, I'm impressed.
Well, if you did you not hear? It's all thanks to Animite.
Actually,
I think like this conversation is going to be us, like one of us four looking off in the distance, and then
so fighting. Anyway, so what's going on with you? So Animite. The two of you are just like neither of you are interested in really what the other one is saying. There's only a small bit of dialogue in between each of you getting to actually say anything before then the other one just completely shuts off. As he starts going on about like, oh, I've got this one and this one, and I brought these angels, and my team is made up of these five, and then just.
And it's like, oh, did you hear about Animite? Glorious Animite powers. The ongoers. The disciples of Animite. The ability to turn off Animite machines with but a word.
And then the two of you just look at each other when you know that the conversation is done, and he goes, anyway, I'll be seeing you, and then walks off as you just realise, what the hell was he even trying to talk to me about?
I mean, I don't know. He was there. We talked. Now to forget him once again.
As he goes back into the folds of the dark void known as the lost memory of Aldous.
The lost memory of Sam. Aldous probably recognizes him because, he's probably got some weird, silly-looking piece of armor set. It's one of those people who is recognizable because they wear
he has wings made out of a strange green goo.
Exactly. See, he looks silly.
He does absolutely look silly.
Purple.
No.
Yeah. It's time to go trying to convince other people of the greatness of Animite, and then just recognizing that look of,
After a while, Fletcher and Anarche, you eventually get the dagger back from the roof. Whilst you're doing so, you've sort of been walking around in there, and now Anarche, you're just waiting for him, because you do say, oh, I could fly up and get it, and then he's like, no, I want to get it myself, it's my weapon, and, I kind of want, just want to get it myself, sort of thing. So he's up there, and he's sort of, trying to, remove it from the ceiling.
Hey, Fletcher.
Yeah?
How do you just move on from losing?
Oh, you mean fights?
Yeah.
Well, it's just... Come on, you... It's just another way of life.
But that
You
was so stupidly humiliating. Like, absolutely stupid. I should have been able to do way more than that.
Well, considering the way your fights go with me sometimes, I feel like that I could have done better in certain ways, but in other ways I was outclassed. I did look back a few fights ago, and I noticed that you'd fought against another Hasconian.
Hmm? Oh, do you mean in that arena-like thing?
Yeah. Once you actually started trying, you absolutely melted him. I'm surprised he didn't turn to dust. But he got back up and was like, damn, the power. How did that make you feel when you won?
Well, I felt prideful, I felt happy, surprised that he didn't die. But I don't really know what else, to be honest.
There's not really much else.
I just won. It was the usual.
The fights that take the longest are always the ones that feel the most earned, whereas the fights that are quick and over are just more experience.
But there wasn't really much learned from that fight. He just shot fire at me and he won.
Yes. But how can you have turned that into your advantage?
I really don't know, but if I'm losing to people his level, I'm nowhere near my siblings. Nowhere near where I fought, anyway.
Well, whenever you get into a bad strut, you just need to focus on more things that bring you joy and happiness. Otherwise, you start to feel like you're in a non-stop rut. Losses and just downward spirals. But if you let it get to you, ultimately it will hinder your fighting.
I think I've been hindered for a long time, to be honest with you.
You're speaking to the wrong person, considering I've just had a draw after a long loss streak. But there will be more fights in the future. There's always the chance of more victory.
But I just don't... Winning just doesn't feel... I don't know, good anymore. It feels hollow. And even fighting itself now is kind of becoming... Well, it's just as much as I breathe now. That's kind of it.
Do you think maybe you've hit a skill ceiling?
Kind of. I don't really see how I can improve from here with you, to be honest with you.
Maybe time to try a different fighting style.
Maybe you should take up cooking.
Thanks, disembodied voice of Felix.
That's why Nake hits in his head.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you feel like you've started to hit a skill ceiling one way, that's time to maybe try something else. What have you not used in a fight for a long time now?
Well, to be honest, for a long time I haven't actually physically fought, to be honest. Most of my fights, my energy has just done me the job.
Maybe it's time to try and start focusing on some abilities there. Try and liven up the fight. Change up your style. Do something new.
I'll look into it. Thanks, by the way.
Hey, no problem. That's what I'm here for. Now, if I could just get this right. Oh wait. It's locked.
I could still just get it for you if you want.
No, I just realized the problem. It's locked in the ceiling. I haven't actually tried to use powers on it.
Oh, yeah, that would explain it.
When you use your abilities on it, it does in fact just come loose, and you just, as if it's not even stuck. You now have removed it, and you are able to head back down to the floor with an arcade.
Back in the possession. So, how about we go do something fun? Got anything in mind?
On the island?
No. We need to completely forget about what happened on the island. Do something completely different.
I don't really have any ideas. No, I can't really think of any.
Could I roll creativity for Iris City?
You could roll creativity. I guess it would just be creativity, and then just coming up with any kind of thing.
$26. Do I know of something that might interest an arcade in Iris City?
The redone Hero Museum, the trying to think now. The redone Hero Museum, maybe going to speak to Jimmy Grum, because I don't know if you guys have done that yet. The fact that there is actually the muffin shop, that he hasn't gone there in a while for. All sorts. But also, as another thing, you also do have a complete, like, fun fair with roller coasters on the island as well.
You know, for the children.
Yeah.
Yes, go on a date with the Nake Fletcher. Take him out, go to the fair, win him a bear.
Yeah.
Go on the ride.
How old? Hang on a sec. How old is Anake again? Just real quick. Is he 17 or is he 19?
He's 19.
Oh God, he's not.
Yeah, it'd be a bit awkward. Yeah.
Well, either way, I was going to say I think technically Fletcher is still old enough to be Anake's dad. Like,
I'm almost double his age. I'm 30. Fletcher is 36. So no.
Gotta love the two Fs are in their mid-30s.
I would like my late 40s, I think.
Well, there are a few places in Iris City. We could always go back to the Muffin Tower.
I did eat a few. I need to collect some more, I guess. Nice change of pace.
Yeah. Then we could hit up Jimmy Grum, check out some equipment he may have. And then...
Forgot about that.
And then I think they finally rebuilt the Hero Museum.
Yeah,
If you're
exactly what
interested.
happened to it.
I mean, I'll give it a go. I don't see why not.
Yeah. If nothing else, you'll might distract your mind for a bit. Or give you inspiration.
Maybe. I guess we'll see. Alright. I guess we go to that one street that has the muffin shop on it.
fair enough.
Yeah.
You head off there. You stop off there and you sort of, go in, grab whatever kind of pastry goods that you wish to have. Afterwards, where do you head off next?
I guess we should probably speak to Grum, because also we should probably have told him about the Fergus Shenazzle.
And also probably maybe mention that the Forge God might be willing to take him in.
Yeah, we should probably tell him about that as well, yeah.
You head off over to Jimmy Grumm's place in the underground with the 4 stalls where Jimmy Grum is just working on something. Just off the back. Whilst he's sort of going, you can just hear him sort of just like shouting over large banging, like of steel hitting steel. Of him just going, good then, ding! What we need to do, ding, is get that piece over, ding! Can you stop, ding! Stop it! As you can just then hear like a flame just burrowing, like billowing throughout this little hole in the wall as you're just sort of waiting. As eventually, it's just that moment of you both realise without actually getting his attention, he won't know that you're outside.
So like a bell or something on the table? Or do I just have to shout?
Is there a bell?
You have a look. There is no bell.
Alright. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Yo, Grum.
Still no reply.
What's the actual stall made of?
Most of it seems to be made of wood.
Yeah, I don't want to break his...
I guess...
let's just shout.
Can I just slam the 2 staffs together? It's iron, right?
Roll me strength.
It should make a noise. Okie doke.
You clang them together,
11.
but it's not loud enough.
Yeah.
Fletcher, that's not... Look, pass them here. I'll do it. I won't break them.
Yeah.
Are you sure
Okay.
about that?
There you go.
I clang them together to make noise, but not to hopefully break them.
Roll strength. Okay. You clang them together and they do make a very loud sort of like ringing noise. And eventually you then just hear Jimmy Graham just go, "What? What do you... Oh, you guys. It's been a while. What's up? What can I help you for?"
Not much. Just going through the area. Oh, and probably should say. So we went to the Forge God. You know,
No.
The
Wait, hang on a second. You went on the Mount of Eden and you met the Forge God.
yeah, he was actually impressed with your work. The blades that you made me.
What work?
Oh, I pull out the twin swords.
You showed the Forge God that. Jeez.
Yeah.
What do you think to them then?
Yeah, he seemed pretty impressed. We were... I think he... Yeah, no, go on, Fletcher.
I think he actually thought he previously made it himself, but he couldn't remember, so I think that's quite high praise.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he did think that, yeah. Considering. But,
You also really liked the armored plate you made for Felix.
now I know you're making it up. There's no way that you took those pieces and he thought that they were good.
I mean, he generally did. I mean, I think he was considering working with you, but we kind of didn't mention the appearance, so I don't know how he is on that sort of thing. If you catch my drift.
So you didn't mention that I was Asconian?
No.
That's probably why he thought that my work was so good. I've never heard too many things of any Forge Saints becoming... Well, I've never heard too many of my people becoming Forge Saints, especially from anyone from the Forge God.
I mean, he didn't seem too much of a racist when I met him.
Still, although that the Forge God is a man that every one of us forgers and blacksmiths look up to, as a person of myself with the current situation, I don't exactly like the idea of my one and only hero ending up to be someone who can't even stand me because of who I was born as. So.
Well, how about when we go next, we speak to him about it?
I would prefer you didn't. Especially considering if that's the case, I don't ever want to know.
Well, how about I speak to him, and, if there's bad news, you hear nothing. But on the off chance there happens to be good news, I'll bring it to you.
Roll me... I guess it would be persuasion or diplomacy.
I mean, if he hears nothing, then he knows it's bad.
Yeah, true.
This is
I didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah.
I guess it would be diplomacy.
I mean, technically, if I hear nothing, technically that means it's bad news anyway.
Or I just forgot, like I did to bring you this earlier.
That's fair enough. Well, couldn't hurt, I guess. And besides, you're a bit of a dipstick, aren't you?
Well, thanks for the compliment. Love you too.
Despite that, how are the weapons holding up?
They're doing a pretty good job. They've killed a couple of undead so far.
Well, that's kind of what I wanted them for. Now, is there anything else that you needed to get from me? Or let me know about?
Well, I'm broke, so I literally can't get anything, so that's all down to Fletcher.
Should we Fergus?
Oh, yeah. Have you heard of Fergus the Dealmaker? I feel like we've probably brought this up before.
I've heard about the Dealmaker, and I think you've told me a little bit about him, but yeah, I've also heard passing by notice.
Yeah, so I know there's a possibility, he has cloning, and he's kind of spread himself across the world. We pissed him off majorly, because we killed all his undead. So, he may do drastic things.
So why are you telling me this?
Because you've been in contact with us.
So what you're saying is, just because I know you, I might get caught up in something that I don't really want to have to deal with.
Probably, yeah.
And I don't suppose you're going to be able to take any kind of responsibility on this, like either kill the bastard or figure out some kind of way of protecting me?
Well, the plan is...
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, we're planning on making sure he's dead.
Well, you haven't exactly done that, and how long have you been on this now? 6 weeks?
I don't actually know, I haven't been counting. Also, I'm kind of running a tournament at the moment, so... Yeah.
So that's yours, is it? The island. Yeah. I did see some kind of thing about that. Someone came here looking for a weapon and said that he was going to a tournament done by someone. I didn't think that they actually said it was your name. I thought that it was just my mistake. He was gone before I next knew it, but he definitely was interested in that trailer.
What did he look like, out of curiosity? Just if I see them again.
That's actually a good question. The guy wasn't really tall. He was actually medium. Probably actually looked shorter than you, I'd say. Dressed in cloaks. I believe he wanted... what was it? He wanted some kind of weapon. I believe it was some kind of... Hang on a second. Tim! He calls over to the guy in the back. Tim! What did I make that chap the other day? Cloaky dude. My grandson's named Nathan. Oh, you're useless. Something or other, I can't remember too much. I made him something. I believe it was a bladed weapon. I don't think it was a sword. Was it a halberd or... No. I can't exactly remember.
A spear?
I think something like that. It was either a halberd or a spear. I've made a few different things recently. No.
Pike,
slips
maybe?
my mind. No, I don't think it was a pike. Not specifically, anyway. Might have been some kind of... Oh, what was it? No, it's gone now. The guy specifically looking for this tournament, he sounded pretty interested. He said that he was meeting up with some people, but I didn't really question it. Yeah. Although I did meet someone else that actually was looking for you. Said that they wondered exactly where he got some weapons. I told him exactly where he got your weapons, and that was from me. He was quite impressed, but never exactly said who he was or why he wanted to know. Just said that he...
Did he have white hair?
Now that you mention it, yeah, he did.
Tall, like tall and jacked, skinny.
I believe the lad was rather scrawny, yeah. He carried a katana on his side.
Oh, yes, you probably met my older brother then.
You having brothers? Now that's a little dangerous, don't you think?
Yeah, I have 3 of them.
They're anywhere near as tough as you, I'd hate to fight them.
Stronger, actually.
Oh, blimey. Well, nevertheless, he wanted something, but I wasn't able to get it for him. It wasn't in stock at the time. He was looking for some iron or something. I didn't have it. I do now, but the bastard is off somewhere else, so no clue.
Well, fair enough. Thanks for the information.
Oh, now I remember what that guy was after. Yes. No, I remember exactly what he was looking for. He wasn't looking for me to make a staff. No. That's it. He already had a spear. He was actually asking for an axe. That's it. Yeah. The guy was covered in some kind of cloaks like shawls. As I said, he only was a little shorter than yourself. But the man, he looks as though he was wearing desert garb. Didn't seem to seem like he knew you, though. More like he was just coming for the tournament.
Oh, well, I don't know any of them that description, so yeah, that makes sense.
Fair enough.
We'll probably bump.
By the way, the axe that he has, be careful of that. That's a tough bastard that I've made there.
Yeah, well, good to know.
Well, what are we going to do then? Because I can't exactly just stay around here if he's going to come after me. And my business, after all, my business is my life.
Well, I do have a possible terrible suggestion.
The best kind, then.
Yeah. Well, currently I'm hosting a floating island that just so happens to have a bunch of crazy lunatics who want to fight each other on it. Who would probably be willing to pay for weaponry.
Roll me, I'm going to say, persuasion with advantage.
Oh boy. We got this. No, we don't.
I mean, me going on an island and leaving all this behind seems a bit ridiculous. Sounds like a good business possibility, but still, I'm not so sure.
Actually, might be a good venture. I'm looking in the mood for another staff or two, but once I'm back in the arena, I won't be able to leave after the fighting starts, so I wouldn't be able to come and pick it up. If we could move you up there, you would be getting money from the current kings of the hill, plus a bunch of other people.
Again, roll advantage on diplomacy or persuasion.
$18. No, 20.
Oh, hell, why not? I'm just gonna need all my equipment to go in for something. You have a pocket dimension, right, in RK?
Yeah, you can put it in there. Oh, also, if you want a specific sort of, placement or workshop, there's someone on our team called Stan. He can kind of build you probably whatever you need in terms of housing. So
Wonderful. In that case, then. Tim, I'm going out for a bit. You're in charge of everything here. My name is Tim. My grandson's name is Nathan. He's a doctor, you know. Oh, yeah, I'm going to miss you too, buddy. Alright, just pop the pocket dimension open and I'll just shove all the things that I need in it.
I do so.
You open the pocket dimension as he asks to sort of lay it out on the floor, and he then grabs like a bucket of all these tools and throws it in. You then just which one did you open, by the way? The one with the turtle in, or the
Not the one with the turtle in, no.
Okay. I was gonna say this would be a really comedic thing. Throws all
Here's
the
Jimmy Grum. Here's your gift. Turtle comes out.
Brilliant.
He gets all of the stuff, and then he starts taking all of the weapons and throwing it into there as well, as he just keeps emptying it all, and goes, right, now, all I'm going to need to do is just move all that stuff in there, and that will be like that. There we go. The only thing is that if I'm going to need a forge, I'm going to need one, but if you've got a mate who can make me one, I won't need to take one.
Oh, yeah, no, you'll be fine on that. I'm sure he can make you one.
Fantastic. There's a lot that I'm going to need. Although, I will be taking a couple of these. He has like what seems to be a couple of different cubes. And he then puts them in his sort of like blacksmith apron. Right. Claps his hands together and so it makes like a big sonic boom, like ooh. Rubs them together. Right. Let's go. By the way, his hands are bigger than your heads.
Well, I guess we'll go and drop Jimmy Grum off quickly, and then we'll go back to the museum.
You're about to make a load of coin.
You drop Jimmy Grum off, and you sort of introduce him to Stan to sort of tell him all the things that he's going to need, and then you just like F the hell out of there as well, like, and then just sort of like dip. As you do also empty all of the stuff from the pocket dimension just into like a pile as per his request, and Stan, you sort of get working on like making the
Finally, another tradesman makes things rather than destroying them.
As you sort of like get to know each other, he goes, "My name's Jimmy Graham, I'm a blacksmith, all this, blah blah blah," and you tell him like who you are and stuff. You go there. You eventually get to the museum, the two of you, and you're just stood outside. It's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And you sort of like are up at these stairs, and like the doors are open. There's a couple of like security guards outside and stuff. And as you're about to go up there, you sort of like accidentally bump into someone, sort of on your way up, because you're like sort of like looking up, and then this person sort of just is standing in the middle, and sort of like you just hit them on your left shoulder on their right shoulder.
Oh, sorry.
You then just, sort of, like, this person sort of dressed in a sort of trench coat goes, "It's okay." As you continue walking up, and eventually...
What are their energy signatures like?
Sort of odd, but you aren't necessarily too...
Is it, like, relatively strong? Is it pretty weak?
It's not massively powerful, it's just sort of the... but it's more powerful than the average citizen, but it's about, like, relatively around about half your level of power.
Alright, I stare back while we're walking, and then, like, you know, after a while...
They just have a hat on, so you can't actually see their face, because it's just, like, down. They're just a dude in a trench coat just standing there in front of the place.
Well, probably for a couple of minutes while we're walking around, I'm just going to try and pay attention to his energy signature, just in case.
As you get up to the doors, they then open them and go, welcome to the Museum of the Heroes and Villains. All you must do is pay for your tickets at the reception, and you're allowed to go around and look through all things. However, the exit, I'm afraid, is right through that hallway there, right through our gift shop. Thank you very much, and have a heroic day. As you walk in, that is where we shall end this session.
Ooh.
Could that have been a cameo, Joe? Right at the end.
I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you very much for listening. This has been the Dev Plays the Crucible of Avarice using the Animite Tales tabletop RPG system. Thank you very much for listening, and as always, have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Peace.